it's a little dead meme.
All right.
Different, Derek. You're out of pocket, bro.
I am slurring. Clap.
He's literally
cheeks.
slurring his
It's
words.
because you're married now and you're
Seek.
angry. So now it's just you're just starting to say what you think. That's it. It's no.
I am a little. I'm not angry, but I will say I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. You guys. You didn't even play Mass Effect 3, Swing.
I finished 2. If that makes you feel any better.
Well, okay. I don't need to use that example, but you've probably seen this trope where the end of the battle, like the soldier is so tired, he's just like, you can die now. Like it's over. You can rest. You can finally rest.
You may
That's how
rest.
I feel. Yeah. That's how I feel. Like, all right, I'm still alive. I'm beaten. I was holding on until the battle was over, and now I can die. And that's marriage. That's what marriage feels like.
As soon as you get married, you can die. That's dope as fuck.
That's
You
crazy.
did it. The battle's.
Hey, yo,
And
I'm
now-
trying to get married today. Lily, where you at, bro? I'm trying to be at peace.
Nah, it's not. It's not too bad, bro. It's just you know how my situation that I chose to be broke and do this immigration process because of the war that's affecting Eastern Europe. So that's on me. That's
fun.
on me.
And it's respectable,
It's a-
honestly. Like, I respect that you did that, Derek. Like, normally I tear you down for you dating people that are different colors from you, but as of right now, I'm gonna have some semblance of anyway. Like, that's very respectable. Because I know if Lily was in Mexico and see what's going on down there, I'd be like, hey, bro, te cuidado, you know? Like, I'm not fucking. That's your fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, you're fine.
But
don't worry about it. We're not
yeah.
in Poland, so it's fine. It's all good.
You don't gotta take the walk anywhere because you're not catching random missiles in Poland.
Dude,
Bro,
so
what's
that
going
was
on? What happened? What's happening? What's happening with that?
So it was trending on like World War. I think it was while we were recording Sacred. We were just looking. I was like, oh my god, it's World War III was trending like it always does. I feel like every couple months when something happens, like everything. But this was weird though because this was like a missile like was launched or like detonated in Poland and it killed 2 people and there was like a whole. I saw so many takes on Twitter. It was like, we must destroy the Russians. And it was like, yo, you gotta fucking... I am not about to start a fucking nuclear holocaust over 2 fucking random Polish people. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's...
Sorry they died,
there is
you know?
no... So sorry I died. No, the thing...
No,
it's
sorry
just,
they died. Like, it's unfortunate they caught a missile. Like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But,
So
like...
did someone like actually catch a missile? Is that what happened? Like,
Yeah.
the guy was like, "Oh shit, he got it."
Look what I got! Boom!
I love the idea. This is really fucked up to laugh about, but I love the idea of like a missile kind of coming, and it's almost like you ever try to throw like a water bottle at somebody and they kind of fumble for a little bit before they catch it. The idea is like bouncing between their hands and it lands and explodes.
It's like...
Anyway, that's
some missile that's like 2-ton missile. Whoa.
yeah.
They
So that's
they
it's
killed the only
obviously
people with super strength on the planet. And they're able to catch
Obviously
them so easily.
obviously tragic. Obviously bad news. Obviously, right? Not good. Not good. Thank you for your purchase on the PlayStation. What the fuck did I buy? I'm here.
Your subscription, probably.
Who's buying things on my PlayStation
nope.
account? Let's
Somebody
see.
got in.
It's probably your PSN.
Somebody. Is it
Is it? You
2-factor?
there?
Do you got 2-factor?
PlayStation Store transaction. It doesn't say.
I
What
mean,
the? Okay, yeah, it was
maybe
PS Plus. Okay, I was about to say. All right, that scared me. I don't normally.
Yeah,
I don't normally catch
you
those
look
emails.
scared. You look panicked. You were like, "What's going on? Who did this?"
Someone got
no.
in there finally.
You gotta have
Somebody
the
bought-
Somebody
2-factor.
bought
'cause
shit.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody bought like $200 worth of shit on my PSN one time, but it was an obvious refund. I called and I was like, "Hey,
right.
obviously I didn't fucking buy this shit."
Was that during the hack
Yeah.
era?
Well,
like everything got hacked.
$200. That's
It was
almost.
in-
That's almost 2 games.
I mean, for reals, that's fucked up, ain't it?
You know what's crazy? They're still underpriced. They should be like 100, man.
I know. Yeah, it is. It is a.
That's what's
it is
crazy.
a crazy.
They should be like $100 because how much work.
Yeah,
goes
when
into
you
it.
when you think about it in that way, sure.
I hate
But
it
see,
because it bothers me so much.
And I do understand, and I say this to people when I've had this conversation. I'm like, so which one would you rather have? A more expensive game or a bunch of like microtransactions and nickel and diming and more focused like looter shooter types? Like, what would you rather have?
You know what's crazy?
Because it's kind of either or.
If games gets $100, a nigga gonna start going
least in my
indie
opinion.
crazy. I'm gonna be an indie ass game player only, bro. It's gonna be wild. I won't play a AAA game ever again.
I thought you said microtransactions. As if that's like a man, like the guy who works at fucking Sony who handles all that. Hi, my name's Michael Transactions. I heard you wanted horse armor in a fucking Oblivion. Do you remember that? That was like the first instance of like I think like microtransactions was in fucking Oblivion with the horse armor. You had to pay like I think $1. I can't remember. It might have been $10. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Oblivion.
I didn't play Oblivion. I didn't play Oblivion. Could horses have armor in Skyrim?
I think so.
I don't remember. I hardly ever used it.
I just got Shadowmere.
I didn't give a
killing
shit.
It. I got Shadowmere and I kept killing it, so I didn't care about armor. I'd run that horse off cliffs. I'd run that horse into fucking other dragons. I treated that horse like shit.
You're fucking
It
evil,
kept coming back to life, though. It was fine. They go to that little pool of ink in front of the Dark Brotherhood, and it comes back out. And I'm like, yo, ready for some bullshit again, bro? Plus, the horses are slower than the people. I hated that Oblivion. The horses move so fucking slow.
Well, that's why I didn't use the fucking horses. Like, they just, like, slightly jogged faster. They were, like, slightly faster than your average player. But then I'm like, if you did certain things...
The werewolf.
If you increased your stamina...
I would just be a werewolf, and I would fucking zoom places, you know?
Yes, use the fucking the shout that makes you fucking go like super far, and I was just like, fuck these horses. What are they? What did the horses?
What shout was
do?
that?
There was a horse that made
the shout that makes you fucking
faster.
go like, yeah, the one that makes you fucking dash like super. It's like the second shout you get.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't say second.
I never used it because it was so
like,
clunky.
No, I think it's definitely the second because first you get just the foos.
Yeah, you get the Ren,
and then the second one I think is when because you have to. Do like you have to? I swear it was the second one because
it's an early one. You're right. It's
no. It's definitely. I'm pretty sure it's the second one. I could be wrong. Anyone can correct me on that shit.
Well,
and I should say this at the top of the show too. Wait, go ahead.
Is there even really an order for them because it's open? You know what I mean? Like
you get a few
order
of them in succession of each other, like one after another. Like you get like the first few, I think, in succession.
I feel like this one is. Okay, I'm trying to, because who gives it to you? Shit, man, it's been too long since I've actually played the main fucking quest.
Yeah, you're too busy beating up kids as a wrestler. You haven't played that game the right way in years, Derek.
Yo, bro, that's yeah, dude. I'll log in. I'll boot it up every once in a while and see what mods are still on here, and then it's my companions are naked, of course. They're like super naked, so okay, I can't stream this. Arnold Schwarzenegger is just chilling.
What'd you say?
In one section. I think he's chilling in Riften right now.
The Arnold
Schwarzenegger from
backwater dirty play. Like I hated Riften.
I love Riften. You don't like Riften?
Yeah. Riften's gross.
I hated
dude.
Riften.
It's gross, but it's lit as fuck.
Wait, hold on. What was the tall one? There was like a city that was tall. It was very vertical.
It was like
in a mountain.
Soul something.
Isn't
with all the elves, right?
No.
I think. No,
are you talking about where you can buy? Could you buy property from there?
I don't know. I just remember it was. I just remember it was like really tall.
Solitude? Are you talking about Solitude?
I think it might have been Solitude. Let's ravaged that. I killed everybody in that town.
I fucked that area up too.
Because it was like this place is made for me to kill everyone here. Like it's really high up. All I have to do is lightly shout at people and they fall to their dooms. I don't gotta do shit. It's not like in Whiterun where like you Fusro dot people and they hit a wall and then they get up and then they start attacking you again. It's just immediate, and you could just like kite them off edges. It's hilarious. I think it was Solitude.
You either talking about Solitude where the rich were who lives there. It's like the richest city in that spot, and then there's the one I think that starts with an M. That's where there isn't that many houses, but there is like there was a, if you remember, there was a Daedra.
Malung Bong's mace. Wherever you get Malung Bong's mace, that's the place where everything's like vertical, and there's like a little like waterfall in the middle of the steps on two sides.
Yeah, I think that one's the one. Is that the one with the M? I think it's with the city with the M. Actually,
no, I think it was Markarth actually.
Markarth. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I destroyed everybody in that place.
I hated that place. Like,
yeah, so I
got the mace and I came outside and I was like, I'm gonna kill one guy just to see what happens. And I killed one guy and some dude started tripping on me, so I killed him too. And then all the freaking cops came and I'm like, bro, it's not that big of a deal. And I started killing cops and I ran away. It was really bad. I got in a lot of trouble. Yeah, a lot of
I've never heard them referred to as
they're cops, dude.
Just killing cops. Yeah,
in medieval fucking Fableland, you're killing police officers.
Real ass modern police officers. Put your weapon down.
Can I say also? Can I say that I was watching Shrek 2 again recently because it was just sort of on. It was like, I'll watch it. And the cops joke in that fucking movie is awesome. Like when they're getting arrested and it's like broadcasted live on a crystal ball.
On freaking what you call it, donkey's neck.
Yeah,
he's like,
donkey.
stop! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's. Did you call him Donkey?
Donkey.
You said Donkey.
I thought you said Donkey. I was like, you got Donkey on your mind.
He got a lot of shit earlier this week. I forgot about that. He got a lot of shit because he showcased how fucking. He just showcased how fucking shitty. So what he did was he made a video about Sonic Frontiers, and as we all know, Sonic Frontiers is not very good because it's a fucking Sonic game, and not even just because of that, but like it's just, people. A lot of Sonic fans have gaslit themselves into thinking the game is good because they've had it so bad for so long.
Sonic Frontiers is an impressive Sonic game.
It's fun. It's fun. It's not a colossal train wreck, and it runs. So yeah, it's a fucking 10 out of 10 success in their eyes. But obviously, that is not a great game. It's fine, probably. But anyway, he just showcased some of this, like, oh, look at all this pop-in and look at all this like fucking dumb shit. It wasn't like a proper review. It was just one of his meme videos where he was just sort of like, and at the end he shows the Metacritic score of Sonic Frontiers, and it's like 8.6, and it's higher than like Elden Ring, and it's higher than fucking like all these like incredible.
You're capping. It's
no. I'm not
higher
kidding.
than Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I don't think you're lying, but I can't believe that. If that makes any sense.
You could just watch the Donkey video. It's in there. But so people were like, I can't believe Donkey's sending his fucking fans to lower the Metacritic score for Sonic on purpose or whatever, but that's what he's trying to do at the end there, and it's like, nah, dude, it is objectively funny that Sonic Frontiers has a higher Metacritic score than some of the best fucking games of the generation. Like that's fucking hilarious. That is insane, and I would showcase this. In fact, I would even be more fucking verbose about it. I'd be like, can you imagine thinking this is even remotely close to this? Like, it's just because you're commentating and comparing two things doesn't mean you're like sending a fucking brigade. Also, what the fuck do you care?
Oh my god!
What the fuck do you care? What the fuck do you care if Sonic Frontiers has a lower or higher Metacritic score? Why are you so insecure about, like, if you like Sonic, right? God bless you. But like, why do you give a shit what other people think about it? I like Halo Infinite a lot. I don't even think I know the Metacritic score because I don't give a shit. You know?
Yeah.
Just fucking like what you like and just fucking enjoy it.
That's because you've grown past the point where you have to defend what you like. That's it. You're past that point. You know, like we all had that point where like someone's like, I like this, and someone says, I don't do this shit. And you're like, fuck that. Because even me and you, we go back and forth about Spider-Man 2 and what you call it, and into Spider-Verse, right? But at the same time, we can both sit down and constantly compliment both those movies because they're both great movies. At the end of the day, right? A lot of people don't have that yet. They just don't have it yet. They're like, oh, I love this. If you don't like it, you're a piece of shit. Also, right now, the user score for Metacritic for Elden Ring is 7.6 and Sonic Frontiers is 8.3. That is unfucking believable. That is unbelievable. Insane.
Well, I mean,
outrageous.
Who are the people? Who's rating those games? Who's giving the Metacritic scores?
Well, these are the user scores, not the meta score. The meta score for Elden Ring is a little too low, I think, personally as well. But the meta score
so the user score,
so 72 for Sonic Frontiers, and then for Elden Ring it's like 86, I think, which I would give it more than that. Yeah, 86 or something.
And that's the user score.
Yeah, that's the meta score. The meta score, like the reviewers themselves.
Oh, the meta score. That's the meta score. Okay.
And then it's 82, and then 67. The user scores for both.
Wait, the user score for Sonic is 67?
The user score for Sonic is 82.
That's insane.
And then the user score is in the 60s for Elden Ring.
76. My bad if I said something different.
76.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Which is wild.
So
the fact that it's even 72 from the meta score is a little wild to me. I would give that game a solid 70.
I feel like maybe it makes sense in the line that there are, from what I've seen, these, the Sonic fan base, we all know, let's be real now. They're all on that one. No,
let's be respectful.
They're scary
they
people.
They're a certain kind of kid.
They're an interesting bunch of people.
Let's just say this. The vast majority of Sonic fans, if you paint their bedroom without them knowing, you're going to have a tough night ahead of you, all right? That's all I'm going to say. If you move where their desk is, or you change the color of their room light, it's gonna be a hell of a night ahead of you. All right?
Is that an autistic thing?
They can't deal with change.
They really like Sonic fans. Also, they really like Roblox.
They really like repetition.
They're big fans of Roblox.
Anyone that's autistic, if you already drastically change something in their lives, they don't like it. Like it's like really.
Can I tell you something? When I go home sometimes and I go into my room and I notice that my parents have like shifted furniture around, it does infuriate me.
Well, Chris, guess what?
I don't say anything about it. I don't like make it everybody's problem. But I think like, why you?
Guess what, Chris? How long does it bother you?
Do you play Roblox?
It bothers me for a good it bothers me immediately, and then it's like, all right, well, I guess it's more just because like I leave things in very specific here's my USB that I really really need, but only when I come back, because I don't want to take it with me. I'm going to leave it on my desk specifically here, so that way I know where it is when I come back. And then when I come back and everything's clean,
around in your room.
Yeah, but it is a spare room. It is a spare room. It's not my room technically, but it's still ultimately like it's where at the time I would work, So
right.
I would come back and I would have files that I left specifically there that they would be like in a different place all of a sudden, and I'd be like, oh god damn it, now I got to spend like all this time relocating all the stuff that I specifically set aside when I was here last time. And it bothers me for a good maybe 5 minutes. When I'm trying to reorganize again, but I don't know. It's not gonna.
You just play with your fidget spinner a little bit and calm down.
Fidget spinners are really cool.
I bought one. I saw they had the cap shield, and I was like, okay, I'll get that.
I just got an update for Election 22. Cool. Republicans have won control of the House, according to the AP, ending 2 years of full Democratic control of Congress.
Shocking.
Which I didn't even know they had control. I didn't even know Democrats had control.
Can you imagine?
Why wouldn't you know? Look at it's. Do you know? Have you been following politics at all?
Not as anally as I have before.
Look, this is all. This is all you need to know, because this is how stupid America is. Whoever is in control, whoever's the president, whoever's the commander in chief, red or blue, the Congress becomes the opposite.
Yeah,
it just happens because people are so stupid. They were like, oh, red doing bad, so we need blue now, and then vice versa. It keeps happening now. The big surprise this time is that we kept the Senate or I say we, but I'm just saying the blue people that were already there and some extra seats. Like, it actually shocked everyone, because you were thinking, and why everybody was predicting that red wave. And then the red wave didn't do what it did.
A lot of them, like that guy in Florida, that football idiot dude, he lost. It was close. I didn't like how close it was. Really bothered me.
Football idiot?
Wait, are you talking about Georgia?
Georgia, there you go. Way too close for me. I was really not okay with how close that was.
Well, I think they're actually, aren't they doing?
They're investigating it.
My brain just.
Are they investigating something?
They're doing. Oh my god, I can't even remember what it's called right now.
Can you guys imagine? Can you guys imagine for a moment being a full-grown adult who has lived like a really like a genuinely long, like maybe mid-40s, mid-50s or something, right? and then you wake up one day, turn on the news, and then you genuinely have this thought and you feel it to be true in your heart. Damn, I can't believe Dr. Oz lost the election. That is upsetting to me. Can you imagine being that person?
Is his name Herschel Brown? No, right? Is that his name?
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. Herschel Brown. I feel like that's something real racist. I feel like that's just another black guy that went through something. But
no, I thought that was the fucking guy from Walking Dead with the farm. Look,
Hershey.
Hershey.
I call them Hershey always.
Yeah, Hershey's Walker, and then Hershey from the farm. Yeah.
No, you guys,
Hershey,
guys, understand. I need you to understand what I just said. Dr. Oz ran. Dr. Oz was running for genuine, some position in government.
I understand that. The fact that there was even disappointment.
And people were upset.
The fact that he ran, they were disappointed that this guy that has nothing to do with Philadelphia, this charlatan that sells snake oil, we almost became a senator.
We live in a country where Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California.
That's fine.
I love his
name.
Ronald
Wilson Reagan, a guy that was in a movie with a monkey, was president, and his presidency completely altered
I understand.
the course of America. Dude, it's over. Anyone.
No, shut up. I understand what you're saying, but it's different. That is different to me than Uncle Magic won the Senate race.
They're not the same.
Actually, no.
That'd be so dope.
No, actually, Reagan's on Uncle Magic's level, I think. That nigga wasn't. He was in a movie with a monkey.
Because that's him doing a job. He's still Ronald Reagan. He's not some fucking stage name. He's not Uncle. Can you imagine President Uncle Magic?
That'd be wild.
Can you fucking imagine that?
Let's go.
That'd be an alternate universe.
Dude, the shit's so wacky now, I would just
I wouldn't.
I'm just voting for him.
No,
it
don't.
wouldn't surprise me.
I'm voting.
No.
Dude, what if Uncle Magic surprises you and does a fantastic
who I'd
job?
vote for,
He's like,
though?
you guys didn't even know my politics.
You know what would be crazy?
You guys didn't even know.
Everybody's like, The Rock is going to run, right? I've been hearing that for years. Rock is going to run. The Rock is going to run.
He's not going to run.
He's not going to run. What if he's got it, though? What if he's got it? Like, what scares me is that, what if he gets it? He's like,
he doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't,
because
obviously.
He's incredibly rich. If you're incredibly rich and you want to actually help out the common people, you're going to have to hurt yourself. That is just the standard. And they're not going to hurt their bottom dollar, their bottom line.
The thing is,
so that's why rich people
just not make
rich people overwhelmingly vote conservative and Republican because they always give them the fucking tax breaks.
Yeah, it keeps them rich.
I mean, how the fuck do these people never even pay attention when you see, there's a tax break, and then literally, the pundits, what's going on? Tucker Carlson would be like, yeah, President Trump is giving us some tax breaks. And he's, literally talking about him and his cronies, right? But he won't say specifically that, it's only for the top. It's only for the top. It's not for you, the person that's watching, the peasant that's watching. So the peasant that's watching thinks they got a tax break, but then their fucking checkbooks and their bank accounts aren't any fuller. That nothing's changed, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this anymore. I think I'm gonna move to New Zealand and I'll continue this podcast over there because I'm just like, this shit is too wacky for me. It's
wacky as fuck. Did you see that Trump was like, I'm gonna fucking run again? And everybody was like, all right. I saw that news. And I can't even express to you how bored I got immediately. The second I heard that, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the most boring." It's almost like the same couple years keeps getting rebooted again, and I'm so bored of it. It's the most tedious shit. Anybody still doing politics? I don't know how the fuck you're doing it. Because you must be insane. I am deeply suspicious. I am deeply suspicious of anybody who is making political stuff still to this day. Because there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
So there's passionate people. They're crazy to me. The
is
passionate
that possible?
Ones. And
is it possible to be passionate about what's happening right now? Is it possible?
Yeah, it is. 100%.
It is passionate because there's people that genuinely,
but
they genuinely care about people, right? And they want them to do better. My thing is, I feel the same way, but I also apathy will whoop my ass after a while. And then
it's really
I'm at that
bad,
point
bro.
right
It's
now
really...
where I'm like, dude, bro, nah, I'm good on that shit.
Because
dude.
they care. Because what happens is like there are people that really like this is important. It is. This shit is really fucking important. It is. Like, all jokes aside, we make fun of politics all the time. It is gay, but it's super, super, super important for people to be well informed.
But is it more
and talk
important
about
than it is gay?
things.
I don't know.
Is it more?
I think it might be a little bit gayer than it is important.
The thing is, it might be. No, the ratio is up in the air. We could figure that out a different time. But it is really important. And then people talking about it, it makes them go crazy because they're shouting into the ether and no one's responding to them. So they lose it. They go crazy.
Yes. That's why I was like, no. I can't. I'll start caring when things actually start happening that telegraph to me that it makes sense to care. Because I do care a lot, but I also know that caring a lot while, like, in this circumstance doesn't mean anything. Because it doesn't, like, I got opinions that are not popular that I cannot say. I cannot say.
Okay, Dr. Umar, I got things under work that I can't say because the haters will stop me.
No, there are things that, look, I think that
let's roll off one
there's something that happened in Puerto Rico a few years ago that I think was pretty fucking cool, and it probably maybe it should happen now. Maybe at this point it should have happened a long time ago, but maybe just wheel a certain device up to a certain building and just leave it there. Just like stand around and be like, look at this device we got. Isn't this interesting? This device we got. Look at this interesting.
I don't
device
think it's unpopular as you think, bro.
Right. It looks like something that Rusty Cage would
Rusty
build.
Cage to lead.
Look,
how do we get
real.
Rusty Cage to run for president?
Rusty Cage for president,
and then he what he's been building, he puts on a shirt or like a campaign.
What he's been building? Stop.
Like,
dude.
I'll get it done.
He's our
I'll
friend.
Get it done.
Stop.
That's just it. Literally, it says I'll get it done, and then there is his new device. We'll just leave it at that.
We gotta have him on the
shirt.
podcast. We gotta talk to him directly about shit like this. Just so he's just like, guys, please stop. I don't want any more attachment to crazy shit that I already have.
Dude, I think a lot more people agree with your sentiment than you think.
I know, but
especially it's just misguided. Because even look at the people, the January 6th people. I'm technically not even mad that they attempted to do what they did. I'm more mad that it was so misdirected. If you know what I mean. Like, the reason why they even did that was so asinine. But if they were doing it because stop stealing money from us, stop, we're living in these horrible conditions, you guys are pocketing all this and letting lobbyists run everything.
Okay, that I agree
Inflation
with.
will go up by a teeny bit. Inflation will go up by like 8%, and then companies will charge you 20% of more than the inflation was. They're fucking us. And then if they went out and did some dumb shit for that, I'd just sit back and be like, well, niggas is mad.
It's like you shouldn't have. I would simply be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Like, I don't know what you expected. Like, that's the thing about it. It's like it's the reasoning. It's the reasoning. No, but like they don't though. Like they should, and maybe they do, but they don't enough to really get angry at the things that are important to get angry about. They'll be like, oh, our fucking guy lost. Our guy that sucks, by the way, lost his election. And, like, that was why you fucking... And, by the way, when you stormed the fucking Capitol, what'd you do? You took selfies? You fucking idiots. Like, it's just such a... Like, I remember I said this when that happened. I was like, this is so embarrassing because it just proves how fucking whipped, like, the general populace is. Like, the idea
we got them there, right? Now, look, the people got there. That is a huge step forward. We know that the dumbs can be irked up. We can rile up the stupids enough to get them to do something like that. We can rile them up enough. It's just the reason
but they don't get riled up by the things that
actually
matter.
Well, no, we gotta
specifically because of the. We don't have control of those people.
We gotta confuse them.
There's the what's going on? I don't know, but everything looks a little weird. Curious. The election kind of went the way we didn't want it to go. Must have been stolen. You know, it's like shit like that, and then they fucking believe it.
Like, you got to talk like you're talking to
all
a dumb
the fucking
dog.
pundits. There's a stupid documentary that's going around right now.
can you believe that we lost the election just because
Yes.
a fucking global pandemic happened and we didn't handle it well and fucking thousands were dead? What do you mean? Like, it is the most plausibly lost election I have ever fucking seen. Like, of course. Of course.
And people see. You always hear the excuse though. A lot of people. I even heard this. I don't remember where I was, but I heard this I'm in Vegas, and I heard this in real life. I forgot what store I was in, but some of these people are just like, there's no way there was tens of millions of Biden supporters. And I wanted to jump in and be like, you misunderstand. There's tens of millions of people who don't like the other guy, who did not want him to be in there. I'm like, you don't. They just think that like, these people like Biden. Who likes Biden? I was like, fucking no one, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, no one likes Biden.
It was the Gen Z, bro. It was the younger generation.
What?
They're the reason why he didn't. They're the reason why Trump didn't win. The younger folks are absolutely the reason he didn't win, because he was just making an ass of himself, like constantly on stage. It was just like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like every time he said something, it was just like, that's dumb, bro.
Yeah,
stop talking, dude. Like, shut up.
Even this conversation's tedious, because it's just like, how many times do we have to fucking have this exact conversation? Like, go away, retire. Let other people fucking get in here. We've had the same politicians for fucking way too long. It's annoying. It's boring. It's not interesting.
Dude, if you have white hair, you got to be catapulted out of the office. Straight up. As soon as you get more than like 20 white hairs, you're catapulted out of your seat. I think it should immediately work that way.
The moment you turn 55, you got to leave. You got to leave.
I say even
55.
I say 20 hairs. You're
50,
completely
55.
catapulted out.
You can be a 55-year-old.
Can you imagine winning the election and they count your fucking hairs? Can you imagine that? Imagine winning the election and they're like, all right, you've won the election. Now we've got to count your.
Do grays count?
There would be like there would be like a scandal. There would be like a scandal of like he plucked his hairs so he could win.
What
the
if there's
election?
someone like me who has? What if there's someone who has a bunch of grays? Like, I have a bunch of gray hairs. That's not fair.
You should not be president though.
It's not my problem.
But there's a bunch of people like me that have grays that like they.
That's not. But
what
not
if
my
they're
problem.
the best choices?
They're not.
How are they not?
Out of there are hundreds of millions of people in this country. The idea that there's just only one person that's just the best choice, and not people. Hundreds of people on equal playing fields. Like any of these people would be good.
You are right mathematically, but look at the situations we're still in.
Well, bro, because the way that we set things up, lobbyists and people who have millions of dollars win.
The fact that lobbying isn't like
I think we should lower everybody. I think lower everybody with gray hair into a vat of what is that acid that dissolves skin?
Sulfuric?
That acid.
Sulfuric?
That acid. No, but like immediately. No, but like
I think
immediately.
Sulfuric acid is the one.
Sulfuric acid. I think everybody. Everyone. No, not a single person. Not a single person here with a white hair should live. I think
on Earth or in America.
In the world. on
You're
planet
out
Earth.
of
Sorry.
pocket. I know you have at least one white hair, you dummy.
You think I'm excluding myself? You think I want to be here?
Damn, bro, you're bugging. Why don't we
look, man?
I think it should be.
In order to save the world,
man. 55.
I think 55 is too generous.
How is that too generous? You can be a sensible 55-year-old.
Look it, man. We don't need people who are damn near ready to retire running shit.
No, that's when you leave. You are out. You leave then.
But you are already. That's too old. You understand?
But I don't think that's too old. What age do you think? What age you giving me then?
The most prestigious jobs
hold on.
in this world.
There's a miscommunication.
People retire around. Go ahead.
There's a miscommunication here because what he's saying is like 55 should be the oldest you can be. In like basically like when you end your second term, 55.
Yeah, like 55 max.
I say 49.
49?
I say once you're 50, you're catapulted out.
Really?
But what if you win and you're 48 and then you have to be like 52?
Then you get 2 years and you have a backup.
That's hilarious.
God
get out.
Damn.
Get out. Get the hell out.
I think 40,
get out.
man. I think 40
Kill
is
him.
I think 50 is when you're like, all right, you have to look for your successor.
Look, there's plenty of people that are like you don't understand what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is not even let people try to do any type of weaseling shit. Like, we're just going to keep it youthful. Just like when you try to hire people, on average, you don't want to hire people that are fucking almost ready to retire. Like, what the hell is that? Like, why would you do that?
I understand that, right? But what happens is this, right? look, though they suck, people that are too youthful are not going to understand the plight of people with retirement. They exist. You know, the older group, they are people that exist. So we need someone that's going toward that age group for it.
Who are the people taking care of young people? Sorry, excuse me. Taking care of old people. Who are the people on average taking care of elderly people?
Middle-aged
robots.
to young.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Not young. So young people aren't really taking care of
the
old
nurses
people.
in fucking
you're talking about
old homes?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, who are taking care of them?
A lot of middle-aged to young people that are nurses. A ton of middle-aged to young people.
Younger people on average.
Dude, there's a lot of middle-aged to young people, man. Like,
yeah, you say a lot, but that's not the average.
For nurse, I think it is. It is. It's
a young person's game. It's an absolutely young person's game. So, okay, just go to, man.
I don't know about that.
I would say it's maybe leans towards young people. I would say maybe leans toward young people. I would agree with you on that.
So it does, because when you're younger, you're way more tolerant. You're way more open and way more eager to. So we're talking about. So this is what I'm talking about. He's talking about getting old people taken care of. You got to get somebody older so they don't forget about the old people. I say the older you get, the more self-centered you become. You're more worried about yourself and your longevity, and you're not worried about other people, because that's just what naturally happens to people. So when you were younger, you have a bright future is brighter. You have less apathy. The more you get older, I'm in my 30s now, and I'm just like, oh wow, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? I'm ready to move to New Zealand or some shit. And when I was 20, I did not feel like that. I wanted to save my country. I'm just saying, on average, that's just what happens. The older you get, the more you start seeing how fuck shit is, and then you get very apathetic.
You get more cynical the older you get. You see more shit, and you're like, ah.
So I'm just saying, why not just... Politics, in my opinion, should be a young person's game. It should be. Just like we don't want, when sports or any other fucking job, we don't want some fossils.
I would love elderly boxing. What the fuck? I would love that. That would be amazing. That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be pretty fucking
so
nostalgic.
Fucking sad.
You're not wrong.
It'd be so sad,
wrong.
But it'd be funny. One fight would be funny, and then afterwards you'd be like, "Yo, I can't watch this shit again." But it'd be
You're not wrong at all. Like
shit.
that. Because when I see old people fight in real life, holy shit. Like, it's sad. Like, there's this dude, like, tries to take a swing and he falls, and you're immediately worried, like, oh, is this dude dead? Like,
it's so funny scary. Until someone falls. Because, you know, for them, a fall is, like, debilitating.
That's usually the thing that starts their trajectory towards death. Like, oh, you're done. You fell, you broke your hip, and then you
and just hearing broken glass. There's no glass.
It's like Stone Cold's theme, like this, and then like you think Stone Cold's coming out, but it was your hip. Like,
I would hate to be
fucking shattered.
I would hate to be an old boxer, man. That'd be fucking hell. I think we should look to. I think the people that have the best chance to save our country are the zookeepers. I think we underestimate the power of a zookeeper. They control beasts. If one rogue zookeeper wheeled a lion up to Capitol Hill,
you said something so stupid right now.
Listen. I'm
open-minded.
If one rogue zookeeper like put a lion in a fucking truck and just wheeled it up to Capitol Hill, and just like, here you go, here you go, that would be so astounding. That I don't think that. What would you do at that point? Like, what would they do? They try to shoot it. Here's another lion in the back. We got 5 lions. We got 10 lions. We got a bunch of crocodiles.
There's a bunch of lions. Like, some people somehow come together and they release a bunch of lions in Capitol Hill during like one of the presidential addresses. And it's just a bloody mess in there. It's just a rum tuffery in that place. And everybody's like, how'd they do this? How did someone get that many? This is more lions than there is in the American zoos, period. We don't have this many lions here.
It proves to me that that's probably like one of the most mentally stable jobs that you can have. Because, like, I don't know, man. The shit that people do when they're like, I mean, you hear about pilots all the time, like, oh man, I'm fucking depressed. And then they're just like into a fucking mountain or something, or like some guy at like McDonald's like pissing in a burger or something. It's like the shit that people do when they're
Pissing in a
fucking
burger.
the shit that people do when they're fed up and they're mentally unhealthy and they're working a job is wild. The fact that there has not been a, you know what? I'm a zookeeper. I'm having a rough go. Fuck it. I'm gonna just drive this lion to a fucking Denny's and just let it loose and just let
Chris,
it just do whatever with it. I'm gonna put a chimpanzee.
Chris, this
no
isn't,
zookeepers know about that more than both everybody
Chris,
here.
This
though
isn't D&D, and they're not Beastmaster Rangers. They don't control them.
they are more Beastmaster Rangers than any of us combined, man.
Yes, you are right, but that 10% more isn't a lot when it comes to a monster.
You're telling me that you wouldn't, if you had the ability,
You're out of pocket.
release a lion on an unsuspecting public?
Chris, never. I would never do such a thing.
How is that any different from terrorism, bro?
That's literally terrorism.
I guess that's a good
That's
point.
terrorism with an animal. So now you're making
No,
an animal
that's
an
the lion.
accomplice.
The lion's the terrorist.
No, you're the terrorist. You were using a lion
hold
as a
on.
weapon.
No.
my
Hold on.
So you're
Hold on.
saying,
Let's
okay.
Hold on. Let's follow this through. Let's try and find the
I
logic
know what he's
here.
going to say. I know what he's
So-
going to say.
No, you don't know what I'm going to say.
let's hear it.
So let's think of let's think of any given terrorist in the world, right? Would
You know
you
what I'm gonna
blame
say.
the Uber driver?
No.
Would you
but
blame
most
the
of
Uber driver?
No.
Would you blame
Chris,
Osama bin Laden's
Chris,
Uber driver?
Chris, no. Oh, I can admit I did not know what you were going to say. I'll give you that one first before we continue this. I did not think you were going to say Osama bin Laden.
Obama?
I mean, he's a terrorist too, but that's a different kind. He's a homegrown. But let's just say,
How dare you? How dare you?
if your mom drives you to school,
Right.
but she drives you to school, right? And you're like, "Oh, mom, you give me a drive to school." You go there, and then you shoot up to school. That is your will. That is your will that chose it. A lion is being a lion. You can't. You can't convince a lion. You know, Chris. You can't.
Look,
you're not gonna be able to. A lion walks into the building, be like, "Mr. Lion, chill out. You don't want to be a terrorist, do you?" And it's like, I don't want to be a terrorist. What am I doing? And it leaves. And
No,
it
but what I'm
goes
saying
back
is,
home.
no. But that would still not be like if that would still not be the zookeeper's fault, because it's ultimately the lion's will.
Chris, that's an act of terror. You're literally explaining it verbatim.
Chris, I got you covered. I got you covered.
You're just transporting an animal. It's not a big deal.
Look, nobody. A jury is not going to believe. A jury in America is not going to believe it. This is what you have to do to protect yourself. There's two ways you can go about it. So you get the lion. You have now secured the lion. There's two ways you can go about it.
Okay.
You could put a turban on it and then release it in New York.
I can't fucking believe this. I can't fucking believe he just said that.
Or wait, I gotta wait for this asshole to put his fucking headphones back on. Put your fucking headphones back on.
By the way, you know what's wild?
That'll be the lion's fault.
Okay.
I'm crying.
Yeah,
bro.
there's one other way you can do. You can go a different route, and because I'm just saying, if you want the lion to take the blame, because people are so silly in this country, they will just be like, "That was an Islamic lion that just did some crazy shit and hates our freedoms and shit." They would do it. They would do it because that's the excuse they do for everything. There's literally fucking Indian people that have nothing to do with that shit, and they're like, "Oh, that guy's a terrorist too." That's how fucking ignorant these people are. So you can literally just do that to a lion, and they'll believe it.
The
right?
premise,
So there's that route.
The very premise,
hold on. There's one more. I still got one more, man. I got to get through this.
Okay.
Because maybe you want to go this route.
Get through it.
You name the lion Lee Harvey Lion. And then
what you do?
You sick him.
What the fuck?
You name him Lee Harvey Lion, and then you put him in front of the White House.
Lee Harvey Lion. I love how that was so remarkably unclever.
I quit this podcast. I can't be a part of this anymore. I can't do this. It was a good ride. It was real fun, man. I love you, fans. It's been dope.
You know what's shut the fuck up. You know what's clever.
You know what's crazy to me? If I drove a lion to Capitol Hill or something, right, and I just let it go, I would be a noticeably better person than if I had done the same thing but put a turban on it. That is so much worse.
It's more insidious because now what you're trying to do is you're trying to get religion involved. You
wanted to take like all of it off of you, but it's so America will recognize that this was.
Yeah, they don't want to put down a whole fucking demographic of people represented by a fucking lion.
I agree. So I think the latter, Lee Harvey lion, would be the better choice.
Here's the thing. If I let a lion loose, I would. Hey, look, I just drove it here. If the lion acted of its own free will. If I put a turban on it, I would be canceled.
That was by itself.
Chris,
the lion would be canceled.
I would be canceled because that lion didn't choose to wear a turban.
The lion didn't choose to go to the
But then how did the lion choose to do it without the turban? What is the difference?
Chris, why are you so anti making fun of Islam? Like, what are you saying to me, Chris? Like, what are you saying?
Oh, Islam's fucking stupid. But like, I don't want to put down.
I can't put a turban on this lion. That's too far.
See, here's the thing. We're not putting it down. I'm saying you do this, and the people that are just so fucking because we already went through it.
No, I understand, Derek. But what you're misunderstanding is that the issue that you're misunderstanding is that that's a second 9/11, and now random Muslims everywhere are getting flack because a lion ate a person, and it's their fault. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to cause problems for other people. I'm just trying to transport a lion to the Capitol Hill.
I'm gonna.
And so you want to specifically cause problems for a specific type of people, Congress people.
I'm not trying to cause problems. I'm simply showing a beast around. It's been in captivity. It's been in captivity for a long time. It's kind of fucked up if you think about it. Give it its freedom. Show it what makes this country so great. Capitol Hill. Give it a tour. You know, and that's it. That's all I'm trying to do.
Hungry, antagonized lion. Sure.
Bringing a lion to Capitol Hill is literally an act of terrorism. I'm
just showing it around.
Show it pictures.
No, lions don't understand 2D images.
But it's gonna understand you in human speaking. Hey, look. That's the Washington Monument. Look at this. That's the statue of Abraham Lincoln. This is Capitol Hill. Go inside.
This is this is exactly my alibi for when I get arrested for this. It's like, look, man, I was just showing it around. Like the lion acted of his own accord. I freed the lion. The lion's living in captivity. I'm objectively a good guy in this scenario. I've done nothing fucking wrong. Maybe we should actually re-examine why we even have zoos in the first place. It's kind of fucked up if you really think about it.
No, it's not.
They're endangered species.
Zoos are relief.
Zoos are fucked up.
No, they're not.
Zoos are relief. Are you crazy?
No, zoos are usually kept because the animals that are for a long time it wasn't exactly.
Do you feel the same way about that guy who was caught fucking wolves in one of those zoos?
That guy's a piece of shit. That's a different. That man is fucking wolves. A lot of
animals. He was working at the zoo.
That does not equate to zoos being horrible because one person there. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Harambe. So what I'm hearing,
I hate you guys. I hate being logical. I hate being the logical one. Stop. Let me go back to being the messed up one.
What I'm hearing is that Sweeney
it's not.
wants wolves to be raped in captivity.
No, I don't. First of all, a guy that rapes a wolf is a psychopath. Wolves are fucking dangerous. That guy needed to be shot down fast. Second of all, that guy is out of pocket. Like, that is an out-of-pocket individual.
That's the guy you get to deliver the fucking lion,
exactly.
bro.
He ain't gonna be scared of that car at all. He's gonna be stoic. Like, try something. I hit you up real quick.
We putting on some fucking some Barry White and shit.
But the thing is
driving
this,
the line
right?
to the Capitol.
The thing is this: you can't
kissing it behind the
you can't bring like zoos exist. At first, they're like sort of, how do I explain it? They're like
prisons.
They're usually
animal abuse sanctuaries.
They're usually sanctuaries.
Yeah,
They at least they air quotes they're supposed to be. They're probably not. They're probably not. They probably don't do the right thing, but they're usually sanctuary-esque ideas to keep the animals safe. Because a lot of animals that grow up in zoos, you can't put them back in the wild; they'll die because they won't know how to fend for themselves the right way. It's really sad.
But that's only because they've been.
I think
captured.
Sometimes they get taken away from the great areas because the areas are dangerous for them.
But they're there.
I just feel like there's probably a difference between a zoo and a sanctuary.
There is a sanctuary is bigger and it's not many compartments. Usually it's like a sanctuary for one thing.
I don't think, and I think a sanctuary is not for
public.
Attracting customers to gawk at the. I went to the San Diego Zoo one time, and the lion fucking section. I'm sorry, the tiger section. The glass was damn near shattered. It was all roped off with yellow tape, and I'm like, bro.
I was watching
yellow
a video.
tape.
Yeah, that's gonna stop them.
I was wearing,
your tigers hate yellow tape. You didn't know that?
They hate yellow tape.
Yeah,
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that keeps them at bay. So, like, if a tiger escapes the zoo, if you have yellow tape, it will lay on its back and be submissive.
Could you imagine? That's how you tame a tiger. Scary. You put yellow tape. You walk up to it after you grab by the scruff of his neck and lift it up. This is my fucking tiger now. This is my fucking tiger.
Fucking 900-pound tiger just lifting it up.
By the scruff of its neck, the tiger's hurt. It's like begging you to let go, and you're hurting it. You're like, "This is my fucking tiger, right? Now fucking follow me home," and it walks home with you.
And it was
silent.
We're going to Capitol Hill right now.
Me and my fucking tiger are going to Capitol Hill.
There's that whole thing about that zoo in I think Wyoming where like one of the gorillas got too fat, so they liposuctioned it.
What?
They liposuctioned a fucking gorilla, yeah, because it wasn't attractive anymore. People weren't showing up because the gorilla was too fat, and so they fucking liposuctioned the gorilla. It is true.
No, it's not. But,
that sounds so wild.
I know I would have heard that because I follow like a bunch of gorilla animal pages on Twitter.
You follow gorilla news?
No, I follow everything about animals. Like whenever something wild happens, like there was recently There's recently the birth of like a new gorilla in the Seattle Zoo. That's why we went there.
It's gorillanews.com.
No,
you went to Seattle to see a newborn gorilla?
Well, yeah, it was a baby gorilla because gorillas aren't born too often.
What do you mean?
Especially in captivity, they're not born too often. Actually, like for real, they're not born too often. So while I was in Seattle, I was like, Lily, I got this information that a new gorilla was born recently, like a year or so ago. We should go check and see. Actually, no, that happens. Like I follow things about animal news, like elephants.
How endangered are gorillas?
In captivity, they don't have babies too often. Like that's the thing. Most animals don't have babies in captivity for some reason. Like it's actually like a weird thing.
It's almost like they don't like being fucking spied on.
Yeah,
because they're not horny because they're being fucking raped by some fucking random guy in the back.
But what
they've all got trauma from these random zookeeper rapists.
This is the wildest thing ever, right? There's like, so the glass at gorilla pens, obviously in any zoo area, is like super strong. So an animal can't get through it. There was this one little white girl, and she was at the zoo, and she was doing like this, and keep making eye contact with the silverback gorilla. That, when you beat your chest in front of a gorilla, it takes it as a challenge. So it ran and it hit the glass, and it hit the glass so hard it cracked. And everybody ran the fuck out, because if it did that like a few more times, it would actually get through.
Yeah, because probably so many people fucking do it, that gorilla finally snapped.
Yeah, dude, it ran at it and it hit it. And I've never seen like shatterproof glass even kink before, but it fucking cracked it, and everybody was like, "We got to get out of here right now."
Yeah, leave.
Run.
The immediacy by which I would get out of there would leave you fucking breathless. Like you would. There's that Seinfeld episode where George is like, there's like a fire in the kitchen, and he's like pushing all the children and women aside.
Yeah,
that's me. That's me in that situation. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not staying around a gorilla that's about to break through shatterproof glass.
I didn't think they were that strong. That's why I didn't think they were strong enough to crack it. Because you're probably never gonna ever see how strong a gorilla really is, like in most contexts.
Well, there's that video of one gorilla throwing another gorilla like a frisbee, and I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Crazy. With one arm, it picked up the female gorilla and tossed it, and I was like, what?
It doesn't make sense. They floss with guns. Did you know that?
I hate you.
Yeah.
They eat their guns. When you want to get that video of somebody eating their guns? Like,
they are so strong. They are so strong. They are so strong that they can bend guns in between their teeth and like just like
you
that.
know,
It's
their
crazy.
big ass fangs, their fucking huge ass fangs they have.
Their preference are muskets. If you can find a 1700 French musket, they fucking like love that
muskets
shit.
and Dragonovs.
It gets
Is that a rifle? Oh my god! And Gorilla's so happy, it's like dancing, doing like the spins, doing their like happy spins, and it's like, oh my god,
it's like destroying a fucking like old expensive relic.
Like, yo, that
do you think if a
worth at
gorilla
least $20,000, bro?
Do you think if a gorilla ended up in Twitter HQ, it would like the site would work better? At this point,
yes, I actually
just don't know.
literally
I just don't know what happened.
I do, because if the gorilla just smashed the stuff or did gorilla things, like it would probably work better, because whatever they're trying to do now is ruining it way worse. So I think literally by default a gorilla would do a better job. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, the thing to
as
me
a matter
is
of
like,
fact,
you know, I don't know. It's the whole Twitter thing is fucking. I'm pretty sure I'm feeling it too. Like, cause I think because I don't pay for Twitter Blue, I don't like. I can feel my tweets not hitting the algorithm in the same way.
They're not hitting.
Like I'm noticing it.
I'm not even getting any because if I don't post anything for a few days, I would still get notifications for other things. People would still kind of see other shit.
Yeah.
Either they would discover it on the homepage or whatever. It's a ghost town. Like, my shit hasn't even gotten new notifications.
I've noticed it too a little bit, but it's not tripping me out too much. But I've noticed that my engagement
has
been
tripping me out. It's not tripping me out, but it is kind of like annoying, because it's like, what the fuck is this? Is so dumb that you have to pay for algorithmic preference on this stupid site. And
now you can't even fucking buy it.
Yeah, it got disabled.
Oh yeah,
literally, they in 48 fucking hours they fucked it up so bad, which was. This is to me, this is the ultimate proof, because a lot of people have been saying for a long time that Elon Musk is not a genius. He works with some smart people. He just has money. And this was the ultimate proof that, like, that is 100% true.
Yeah.
Because that fucking Twitter Blue thing and paying for the check mark, I immediately was like, oh, this is going to be an absolute disaster. It can't not be. The way that people troll, when, like, there was a rapper that was trolling pretending to be Billie Eilish before this happened. When you were able, because there was a certain point in time that you were not allowed to change your name while you had a verified checkmark. If you changed it, it would fucking fall off. I learned this because of PewDiePie, because he was like, oh, I don't want this shit, I'm gonna take it off and change my name or whatever. And I was like, oh, that makes sense, and that's smart, right? After a while, that stopped for whatever reason. Maybe it was too inconvenient for people. Long story short, people started abusing it. People with verified check marks before this Twitter Blue thing were fucking around. This guy was pretending to be Billie Eilish and saying the N-word and all this stuff. It was hilarious. He was trying to promote his mixtape, and it was saying like, man, this nigga's gonna drop the hottest mixtape, and it looked like Billie Eilish was saying this. And so, anyway.
I remember that, yeah.
Once people were able to buy this shit, of course that was the first thing they were gonna do. And fucking Eli and, what is it called? The fucking Eli and Ellie? I think that's what they're called. They're that fucking insulin company. They have insulin.
They were like, insulin's free, bro.
The fake tweet costs them so much fucking money. The graph is comical. The graph is fucking comical.
Yeah, what was it? What was it that they tweeted? They tweeted like insulin is free now or something.
Literally, insulin is free now. That's it.
My favorite thing about that too is that in order for them to set the record straight, they have to be like, no. We're still going to scam you for your insulin. Don't worry. Like in order to save themselves, they have to double down on being fucking terrible. That is so fucking amazing to me. That is expert level.
I know
fucking
you can't
trolling,
live
by the
without
way.
this shit.
Yeah,
But,
insulin. The fact that insulin costs money in general, because insulin costs money pretty much everywhere. That's wrong. But the fact that it costs so much in America is completely out of pocket.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like
literally,
Ted Cruz,
literally out
like,
of pocket,
or some Republican candidate, like somebody makes a verified impersonation. It's like, we hate racists, and then the guy has to come out and be like, I didn't say that. I love.
I would never say such a thing.
That is such perfect trolling. It's amazing. Like, I love that. That was they tanked. How much money did they lose again? Like, it was
Millions.
like fucking. That's not a lot.
Might even been in the billions, bro. It was fucking.
No,
it might have been in the billions.
Hundreds of millions, like a lot.
It was something ridiculous. I forgot the number, but if you look at the graph, it's just comical. Like that is a swan dive. and over a fake fucking tweet. Like, and then Elon, genius fucking Elon. Did you see what he did publicly about all of this shit?
What did he say?
He was just doing crying emojis. He would like quote tweet some of the stuff he saw, and then he was just crying emoji, laughing at this shit. Like, it's hilarious. So, like, the CEO of this stuff that's costing people a ton of money, he's just laughing about it. And I'm like, bro,
I mean,
the FTC
I would.
or whomever.
I would absolutely laugh
if
about
that
that.
was your intention, though. If
Yeah.
that was your intention, I feel like you would laugh about it.
Yeah,
But
if
I
Lockheed
just
Martin
imagine
or
you being
whatever.
the head of a company. Like, it's just crazy, man, that
We
that
here at Lockheed
somebody-
Martin will no longer be killing brown people. And it's like
The one that was
and then
like,
Lockheed,
dude, the
and then
one.
the CEO,
Sure, bro.
and the CEO has to be like, we didn't say that. It's so
Derek,
good.
bleep me. Derek, I need you to bleep me. Serious, bleep what I'm about to say. Nintendo of America
it.
was like, good morning, fans. It's F slur immediately. And I saw that and I was wheezing. I was like, this is amazing. They're finally saying it. Mario, it is a picture of Mario with a thumbs up.
Did you see the one of it was like Nintendo Europe?
It was that. It was Nintendo Europe.
That was like Nintendo Europe was doing a Muslim one. It says Israel will be dealt with and it will cease to exist if Mario has anything to say about it. Inshallah. And I'm like, oh my god. And then it just has like a Mario.
I love it, dude. I love all the Islam fucking cartoon edits, bro. The Goku is the Islam Goku looks it's so well drawn. I love the fact when Goku walks in the room is like, where is Muhammad? Me and my roommate's Arabic. And we talk about it all the time because they're such well drawn fucking like panels. And I'm like, yo.
These people are on point, man.
Islam Dragon Ball Z characters go hard, bro. It's fire.
Bro, we're living in such interesting times, man. I just can't. I feel like I could walk down the street, find a random person, and be like, "Hey, man, you know that verified checkmark thing?" Even if they didn't know, I explained it to them in 2 minutes, and just ask them, "Do you think it's a good idea to be able to pay for this?" They'd be like, "No, fucking course not. That's stupid as fuck." Like, it's just a weird thing how this even happened, how it got to this point. And somebody was trying to make a point like, "Hey, there's people that," because I've always thought the way that they abuse the checkmark thing as a social status is so stupid. But some people do need them, and particularly right now, some people were saying, "Hey, there's people that are in the war zones right now. There's journalists that are actually covering this Ukrainian war and shit that's going on that need these check marks because of misinformation. It needs to be verifiably coming from them and not some fake people." And it's like, this is fucking people. This is actually like fucking with, giving other people chances to. They purchase their check marks and now they can introduce misinformation and a lot of crazy shit, and it's like this is I can't fathom how this even happened when this guy's supposed to be one of the smartest fucking people on earth. Like, get the fuck out of here.
He's not.
If he bought it to destroy it, then he's doing a great job.
Yeah,
But
if he did buy it to destroy it, what is when you're putting your own assets into
very dumb.
When
It's
now,
very stupid. It's all stupid.
just, like, what is
That's kind of the problem. It's like every single aspect of it is dumb. If he's trying to run the company well, it's stupid. If he's trying to destroy it, it's stupid. It's all dumb. There's no way that a thinking human being can spin this into a positive way. Can't do it.
It's not good. It's not good. It's
But-
not good.
Did you hear about this FTX thing as well?
I've heard. I've just been focusing on the celebrities that were invested in it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Break it down, because I don't know it entirely though.
Well, I don't know it all that well either, but like it's supposedly, I guess, it's like this crypto thing that was, I guess, just this massive money laundering thing, and they basically went bankrupt, and a bunch of people, just a bunch of people lost a lot of money, and it's so fucking funny because there's a bunch of celebrities who are being sued over it. And one of them is Larry David, who did a commercial for him.
Yeah.
But the commercial that it is the most Larry David thing in the world, because
Dude.
in the commercial they're talking about like, hey, this new crypto thing is you should get in on it, and Larry's like, no, I don't think so. That's the whole commercial. And so, like, to be sued It's so perfect.
He took the money to be in a
amazing.
commercial, but at the same time, the fact that he's in the commercial saying, "Nah, I don't really want to be a part of it," is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and it's like the
it
commercial's
is
like,
so
don't be
damn
like
funny.
Larry. Don't be like Larry. Buy this
don't
shit.
be like Larry. It's so it is so fucking funny because you could argue pretty effectively that like he's not selling this stuff, but
right? It's like, hey, I told him not
yeah,
to.
but yeah, I don't know. It's just very fucking. This is independent from Twitter, but a lot of people losing money, and fortunately, it's rich people for once. So
right.
that's nice.
That is pretty cool. It's just a bunch of fucking coin, another Bitcoin, another thing where people. It's just whenever you see celebrities getting involved in this shit, it's immediately you need to jump ship. That's exactly what I did with Doge, because Doge had a little bit more potential. Probably was never going to reach $1 a share. That's what they were trying to get to, but I didn't even think it was possible. But just try to pump it up as much as humanly possible. And as soon as fucking I saw Elon in it, and then he mentioned it on SNL, I immediately pulled my money. I immediately fucking sold. Because I was just like, oh, this shit's going to tank in like hours. And that's exactly what happened. And I know some people that lost a lot of money. That sucks for them. But you need to know this. When there's these things, all these coins, they're all pump and dumps. All of them. If you want longevity, invest in real stocks. Which I only dabbled a little bit because I don't have an abundance of money to invest. Right? You're supposed to invest what you're able to lose, like when you gamble.
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, long story short, yeah. I hope nobody fucking lost any money with FTX because goddamn.
Yeah, they probably did. Too bad.
Yeah, they don't have any fucking money.
That's their fault.
They couldn't pay anybody.
Sorry, too bad. Ha 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 ha.
It's
Ha,
like,
you made your
fuck
choice. Ha
you.
ha ha ha. I don't feel bad for you. Hope it happens again.
Stupid bitch.
You fucking
You
dumb.
stupid
you dumb,
idiot.
Go fucking go.
You're so stupid.
Go fucking turn your jaw. Go unslack your jaw, bitch. Fucking idiot. You got a big ass underbite at bad, but when you close your mouth, your fucking lips touch your nose. Fucking loser.
Goddamn. Now you got to sell your body because you lost everything.
Now you have to sell your body. Have fun getting
You lost
fucked.
everything. Imagine sell your body and not in a way where you're not enjoying it at all. Like you're getting
getting
fucking
piped up
just
with big old
plowed.
baseball bat dicks. You're not even having fun with the sex. It's not even good sex. It's just these rough ass, real rough and tumble type of guys. Fucking truckers. It's just a bunch of truckers fucking you,
These
dude.
fucking
It's not even.
truckers
These
that have-
motherfuckers are not polite at all. They don't put any lubrication on. He spits on his hand and like rubs like you polish a fucking cue ball, and then he's fucking dogging you for the rest of the night.
Got that tobacco spit. He's got that.
That
fucking
shit's
chew.
black. That shit's blacker than me, bro. It looked like fucking ink. It looked like he just shot ink out of his mouth. He thought he was an octopus.
Anyway,
Okay, let's go. Let's answer some questions.
Yeah. Let's see. It's question
did you see the video I sent?
No, what happened?
I sent you
Oh,
guys
is it a video?
I sent you guys a video in the Discord because I saw it on my Twitter and I couldn't fucking believe it.
What's happening? What's happening? What is this?
Pop up that Discord, baby.
This is not going to be good for the audience, but I don't know how I need you. So just do me a favor, everybody on Twitter. Go to there's a Twitter account called Fights and Knockouts. No, keep watching. Keep watching. The at is at 30 sec best fights, and there's some fucking amazing videos in this. But this dude is fucking bleeding.
Oh, that's that Slapbox idiot. Holy shit.
It's fucking funny. God
Slapped him
damn.
stiff, bro. He slapped
Can you
him.
imagine being slapped so hard?
shit.
Can you imagine being slapped so hard? Can you imagine being slapped so hard you bleed? That's insane.
Not
Anyway.
because his teeth hit his mouth. Like his cheeks hit his
Bro,
mouth.
that dude has a concussion.
He has a concussion. He's out. He's like.
He has a legitimate concussion.
And he hit
they
his
need to
head
take him
too.
Hopefully, they took.
I bet that's
hopefully
where.
they took him
I
to
bet that's where one of the beams were too. I bet he hit his head up part of the wall where a sturdy ass beam was. He didn't even have the grace of falling through the wall and having the wall take
like
a
how
little
they
bit of a
didn't-
hit for him.
They didn't plan for this shit at all. Like, the position, there's nothing. Like, this guy is like he goes around I think he slapped one of the Paul brothers or something, or whatever. They did a thing. I recognize it.
I think he slapped Logan.
He probably,
Anyway.
yeah. That was pretty nice, though.
I just want to show you because I fucking couldn't believe it was.
Shit.
Anyway,
Man.
so what do we got? So we touched on it briefly last week, but the Bethesda Mick Gordon situation is continuing to develop. Bethesda responded, and it's not good. So you can check that out on Bethesda's official Twitter account. It's literally just they're like, oh, it's unfair of him to share one side of the story, but like Mick's side of the story is literally a response. It's a response to their side of the story that they said like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So like it's very stupid. But go check it out. We'll see how it shakes up. I'm very doubtful that Bethesda has good receipts for this.
You should make a video about it, Chris.
Yeah, I might. Maybe I'll actually start making videos again.
I mean, you've put out like 2 videos in the past, like what? Month or so or something, right?
Yeah, but not real ones. I don't know.
Yeah, not real ones.
You know what I mean?
You had
like
one real one. You had one real video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on a bunch of them. I'm working on a bunch of them at the same time, and it's just like not a wise way to go about it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And before we move on to questions, just want to say, because it'd be remiss not to mention this, rest in peace to fucking Kevin Conroy.
The one true Batman.
GOAT.
Absolutely.
Easily the best Batman by like a fucking country mile. Like it's so funny when you think about like Batman movies and how everybody's like, oh man, what's your favorite Batman movie? It's like, oh, The Dark Knight because the Joker's so fucking good. And
Joker.
It's never. It's people's favorite movies. People's favorite Batman movies are never because of Batman. You know, unless you're talking about the animated series.
Yeah.
You know. And Mask of the Phantasm, and you know he's really the only voice I hear when and it gives
1,000%.
the fact, and the fact that he is in the best Batman animated adaptation, the fact that he is Batman in the what I consider to be the best Batman video games of all time, you know, it's can't be understated. He, I guess, had cancer, and that fucking sucks. I didn't even know that.
What's crazy is that we were at I was at a con last year. It was San Diego, not LA Comic Con, and he was there. He was there talking, and I remember hearing the West and being like, "Oh shit, that's fucking Kevin Conroy. That's so cool." And I wanted to go meet him, and I had a chance to, but I was there with people that don't let me have fun when I want to go to places because they always end up just showing up and ruining my time. So
what? What does that even mean?
Lily's cousins were there, and they're just the worst. They're just the worst. They're just the worst. They're the worst.
Except for
the oldest boy, they are the. I could have met Kevin Conroy and Keith David that day, and they ruined it for me.
That is so fucking unacceptable.
I thought you met Keith David. I thought you met him with Smokey.
Smoke met him. Smoke met him. I didn't meet him, unfortunately.
Oh,
that's fucking.
Man.
I hate when people. Okay, no disrespect. It's just like
I love Lily. Lily's
like,
cool. The other ones are like, yo, don't be here sometimes.
That's so that's like if Keith David is in a room, if I and Keith David and I are in the same room, there's no way I'm not meeting. I will, if he is eating at a restaurant with his family, I will rudely interrupt him because that's like I have to. This may be my only opportunity.
Flip the table on him. Fuck your food.
He just like I have another
start
chance
saying some of his lines
because of the people I'm friends with. I do have another chance to be able to meet him. I have a chance.
Yeah. That is very true.
But
so make sure that happens though.
I would really be sad if I
fragile
lost my
life,
chance,
bro.
Man.
Make sure you try to do that because Kevin Conroy is somebody that I never met.
Exactly. I can't never.
Now I gotta go. I gotta meet Mark Hamill because that's someone I'm like, oh, I'll get an autograph eventually. I've always thought like, oh, I'll get a picture. Eventually.
He lived in your area because I know he lives around where we live. Mark Hamill lives somewhere in this area where me and Chris live.
Right.
But yeah, man, you gotta. These people right now. This is gonna be very, very sappy and gross. These people are people that have made serious impacts in our lives. Like serious, like though they're cartoon characters and their stuff like that, they've made impact. Like Keith David has been a voice of a characters that I've loved since I was a child, from Goliath to fucking freaking the witch doctor from fucking the Princess Frog, to Arbiter, and then to fucking Childs from freaking Thing. Like, he's been,
bro, you can
I can keep going. He was Tombstone and Spider-Man. Like, if I would listen to every Keith David voice ever, I'd be here for a long time. But he's made an impact in my life. Like, so constantly things I've loved are because of him. So to meet them is a really important thing. So guys, if you go out there, meet your heroes, man. At least say hello to them, but don't be rude. Be respectful, obviously. Like, if he was eating dinner,
flip their food.
No. If he's eating dinner, right, and I see him,
come in his food and then say hi.
wow.
Yeah, I mentioned the other episode how I stumbled upon the Japanese video or whatever where the guy's like beating off behind the newspaper and like surprise like coming on chicks. Remember that? I mentioned that?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
like,
yes.
Do that to Keith David.
Don't do that.
You get a newspaper.
Don't do that. Thank you for saying that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
like it needs to actually be stated.
It should.
You never know, bro. People
food is one thing, you know, but
anyway. You walk up to you walk up to, oh, there's cum in my face. How did you
How did you do that?
How did you do that thing? Come.
I love the idea of him or anybody being inquisitive about it. Like, how?
How did you come in my face?
Somebody not understanding how you come. They're like, how did you do that? I've heard of coming. I know what it is. I can't do it myself.
How have you done this?
But can you possibly teach me how to do that? Wait. What is
the meaning of this?
Quiet, wife. I'm learning something.
I love those. I love the every impression of Keith David because it always just sounds like there's a specific voice line in Halo 3 when Arbiter's just kind of fucking around with you, and he sounds because he sounds like Keith David all the time, but there's a moment, there's like a dynamic dialogue that he has where he sounds black. Just like a black man, like
because
like
Arbiter has a bit of a echoed voice, so he sounds like Keith David, but like a little different.
Yeah.
But I know which moment you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is, but the intonation's like, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" And it's like, "Do you fucking?" You're an alien.
When you hit him.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? And I'm like, what? They know what hell is.
Let's go get the flood, nigga. Yeah, we gonna deal with the.
Now, ain't no motherfucker gonna make this nigga afraid to walk this door, okay? Velos, Viceroys, Canales. I don't give a shit. I love that freaking Saints Row edit over Arbiter giving the address after freaking Lord Hood said something. And it's just Keith David being a nigga from Saints Row just talking through the Arbiter. You're like, I respect this.
It's damn funny.
I respect this.
But Kevin Conroy obviously goated best Batman. And it's a shame. I really had no idea. I thought for sure he'd be around for I didn't even realize he was that old.
I knew he was old, because imagine how because what would he have to be like fucking what a teenager if he did the animated series? If he wasn't
already
old, you know
an established voice actor.
I guess
by the time
he had to have been old since he animated series came out in fucking
95, I think.
What was that?
95.
I think it was even sooner.
Well, it was definitely in the 90s. I figured maybe he would be like early 50s. You know what I mean? I didn't realize he was like mid 60s. I didn't realize that. And even so, that's still not old enough to just fucking fall over and die. I didn't know he had cancer. Maybe that was.
One of these things I don't understand. Sorry.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. No, one of these things that I don't understand. I get, it's obviously it's always whoever's choice to disclose stuff, but this has been happening a lot recently where you're seeing like some really big time celebrities, they're passing away and people even some of their closest friends don't even know. And I was actually just watching a clip of Kevin Smith talk about Kevin Conroy. He was going to have him come over like this past Sunday. He emailed him. They talked a while ago saying, hey, we're going to review like the things in Batman that made me cry the most, like to whatever, animated to whatever. He's like, do you want to come to the Smod Castle? And he's like, yeah, man, I've been a little bit on the weather, sorry, but that sounds awesome. And then he fucking died.
Same with Chadwick Boseman, dude. Everyone that worked on Black Panther with him, this man had stage 4 cancer and he was an action movie star. And no one knew. There'd be sometimes he would be very winded after a scene.
Right.
But they'd be like, "Oh, he's just tired," and he'd come back out the trailer ready to go again, like right because for Infinity War and Endgame, they filmed them all at once, like straight through, like 6 months of filming, and it's people were just like we had no clue, and it's just wild to think that like people can bear those crosses so well, we not know, you know, we just have no clue.
Norm Macdonald was another one. Nobody knew he had.
Yeah,
I get it though.
I get it. I totally get it. But then it's all damn the surprise though. It's like it kind of comes with a price.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would
treat you the same.
Yeah,
I would have to because I can't. I need people to be prepared.
If I was realistic, I would tell my family. I would tell my family, my friends. Because I don't want any of my
The only thing that bothers me about death is blindsiding people with it. That's really the only thing that really bothers me about it.
Yeah,
me,
I mean,
I
personally, that's personally.
Yeah,
I don't want
I would tell my
anyone
parents
to
maybe
feel that. I don't want anyone because, like, God forbid, like, let's say I'm sick right now and I'm passing away. You guys could have so much you guys want to tell me, just want to have one last time to chill, and I don't tell you guys, and I feel like that's a bit selfish on my part. I understand that I'm going through whatever I'm going through. But now my friends are just like, damn, man, like I'm never going to be able to say that final goodbye to this person. So I feel like for me, I would tell everyone I'm close to, like, hey guys, things are not looking up right now. And
hey guys, sorry, my pussy fell out. I only got 3 weeks to live.
I got a few weeks to live.
It just falls out. And you're like, what? Gone. What's left? Does it seal up? It's like a Ken doll after it falls out?
Yeah, it's like a Ken doll.
Can we back up? You have a pussy?
Wait.
This whole time you had a pussy?
Jinx, you got a pussy?
Sorry, guys. My pussy fell out, and now it's sealed up shut, and I have 3 weeks to live. My gynecologist said so.
I'm drying out internally rapidly, in fact. Like, it's insane. I'm like 30% desert.
The pH is going up into my body now, and I'm eating away. I'm eating away at the inside. I'm gonna be a hollow I'm gonna be a hollow shell of my own skin soon. So sorry.
I want to talk to Lily about this shit, and then she's like, "I had no idea either. I didn't know. I didn't know Kingston had a pussy."
He skillfully put a strap on every time without me noticing.
And I certainly didn't notice that it fell out.
She's like, "What's that?"
Let's get
nothing.
Nothing.
Let's move on to some audience stuff because we didn't get to that many the last time. Obi-Wan Chablomi wrote in. He goes, "Hey guys, try and come up with a horrifying condition using the few medical terms you know. An example would be a prolapsed urethra. Oh my god, that's fucking heinous.
That you had been there. It looks like your dick is trying to kiss somebody." Like it's
yeah.
Ew.
Ooh, that just hurts even thinking about it.
I don't know, like a herniated esophagus. Is that possible?
Yeah, can you get too much throating? Yeah, you probably get throated too much by a king.
A king,
like a champ, you know, like some
fucking
dude
lord.
Yeah, just
Kingston's gonna do the best because he's a nurse in training.
I'm trying to remember a good one, dude.
That's right.
Let me see. What's it?
What about
perforated rectum?
That's funny.
There you go.
I can't even think of one right now. I'm trying to think of at least a phrase of something that's like very.
Can you have a testicular aneurysm?
Testicular aneurysm? No. How would that happen?
I don't know, dude.
A testicular aneurysm. That is fucked.
You start hemorrhaging cum or something? I don't know.
It
looks like you're suffering from a urethral hemorrhage. We're gonna have to get
like a pulmonary prostate or something like that. Like your prostate rhymes, your prostate's constantly popping. You're just nutting your pants violated, bleeding out your ass.
Damn. I like the first part.
Apparently,
so you got the strawberry shortcake pants.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I've heard this. I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently nerves can like pop through your skin.
Someone said that to me yesterday too, literally, and I was like, "That's not real."
Is that real?
It might be real. I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know how that could happen.
I heard something about like somebody plucked what they thought was a hair, and then they fucking vomited, shit themselves, and passed out, and because it was a fucking nerve that they plucked. And I was like, is that possible? Like, I'm not a fucking doctor, so I don't know. Like, I thought like that sounds like bullshit, but at the same time,
Because
I don't know.
a nerve does not feel like a hair at all. Like if you're pulling a nerve, you're feeling that. You're feeling that shit shoot through your whole entire body if you're touching
Right,
it.
but is that it possible for that to even happen in the first place? For like a nerve to pop through your skin?
It sounds impossible, but it also doesn't sound too
I will
fake.
say improbable.
Yeah.
I actually would just lean in. It sounds impossible to me.
Because you can't touch a nerve without immediately knowing it's a nerve. You can't, like, the moment you touch it, you know it's a nerve.
Can you
and
pull
the fact
a nerve
that
out of your
also
skin?
nerves are infinitely thicker than hairs.
Yeah, and like they're wired.
So,
they're like wired in you all the way down to your
Yeah, it's
spine,
like-
bro.
A hair like standing like hair. You know how thin
Yeah,
hairs are.
the diameter
Like,
of a hair is
have...
nothing. You know, literally nothing.
So it's like you can't. I feel like if you saw that, you would know that it's not a
You know what's
fucking
crazy?
hair.
The diameter of a hair is nothing, but it's also like trillions of atoms.
Well, yeah.
That's some like shit that like is. You start thinking about it and you get a headache, so you can't think about it.
I'm looking up like whether or not
it's
this is
creepy.
possible, and apparently it is.
It might be.
It is
Just
possible.
show a picture. Just show if it's possible. Then whip the picture out.
An exposed. If you Google exposed nerve, you'll
sounds
see
more
it.
like you can have your nerve on your elbow exposed by having the skin fucking ripped off. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
what is the actual nerve called that people call your funny bone? Do you know, Sween?
Your funny bone is
You know
your.
what that nerve- You know what that nerve's called?
I don't know what the nerve is called.
exposed nerve on skin.
What about like I peel back the skin on my I peel back my foreskin and that big nerve is exposed. Are you talking about like shit like that?
Don't look at this. You're squeamish. Anyway.
Okay, I don't want to see it either. You know, there's like veins, there's a couple of nerves. You got on my
Is the Euler nerve.
my
Is the Euler bone right here,
Johnson,
and then the Euler nerve. That's why you have a funny
Euler?
bone. The fact
I
that
hate
that
that shit.
sensation.
That shit's bullshit. That shit
Somebody-
is. I'm like perfect design my fucking cock, dude. Like what the hell? Why that shit when you hit it on that right angle and you're just like, what the fuck is this, man? This is
The only
so
perfect
stupid.
I've
design
never
is a biblically accurate angel.
experienced serious cock pain in my life. I know I can say that genuinely. Never.
Yeah, me
experienced
neither.
cock pain.
I one time zippered my foreskin, and that was some serious cock pain.
Never experienced that in my life. I've definitely had dick
Yeah,
aches, like having sex too much or like beating my dick too much. I've had like dick aches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got- if you're not waiting for that refractory period, like the real, like people will, as soon as it's over, they'll start like trying to like go again, and then all of a sudden you're just so fucking sore.
Dude,
It's- yeah,
dick
by-
ache,
by, like-
real
by, like-
bad dick ache sucks, bro.
At the end of like the fourth time in a single day, it's like, what? This is. I shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is just not pleasant at this
Your
point.
dick
Like, I'm
just
in pain.
aches. It's like, yo, my penis is ache. It's not hurting. It's not like a sharp pain. It's just aching like a used muscle,
Bro,
Like a fucking,
I had it-
like a wounded animal.
Yeah, it's like
aching way more than the pleasure. You ever had it to that point where it's like,
Yeah, it's
it's
just
not
not worth
worth
it.
the pleasure. Like it just hurts too much.
And then you do, and then you
Like,
finish, and you're like, "What is wrong?"
Yeah,
with
I still
me?
do it.
Like, what is wrong with me? Like, there has to be something wrong with my simple design for me to do some fuck shit like this. Like, there's
Yeah, and then it lasts a while too. Like, it doesn't. Like, you have
It
to
lasts
basically go to
fucking-
sleep and wake up. You have to go to sleep and wake up. Basically, you have to get a full 8 hours of sleep just to get it fucking get it
Just to,
feeling
like,
okay.
regulated. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Somebody whose name is just it's just screaming, wrote it. I said, correction for Sweeney. League of Legends did not have voice chat until 2015, and before that, Skype and TeamSpeak was thriving. You bumbling buffoon, love you. I guess we were talking about that at some point. I don't
we're
remember
talking about
exactly
what led to the decrease of voice chat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you guys were having a little back and forth about that. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Sweeney misremembers the very specifics of certain things. He'll be right, but then he'll be right about something that happens, but then it'll be like that was like 10 years before he said it happened or something.
I'm just like, what?
You'll like misplace accurate information. It's very bizarre.
Hey, bro, I'm halfway there.
Halfway.
Some niggas just be wrong flat out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Private Island, let's fuck. If you come in the game, you
Expose
come in
yourself.
real life. Wrote in. Says, hey there, you sexy rapscallions. Been a fan since the single-digit episodes and now a first-time patron. Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
If you had to take the place of any video game protagonist and complete the main story of their game in their stead, which would it be and why? P.S. Chris, been a fan since I was 15. I'm 21 now. God. I'm facing the horrors of the world head on. Well, yeah, good luck. Good luck on your journey. You're a newly minted adult. A real adult. You know, like people 18 is adult. It's like, yeah, I mean, sure, but, you know, you're not really. You're like an adult in training. When you're 18.
Even 21 is young, and depending on the situation, you might not be there yet, but you're on your way there. Yeah, you're on your way there.
I know some people who are my age who are not
still kids mentally,
who are still basically like 19, and it's like, all right, man.
It's crazy because you go through that whole like it's the life, you know. You're from being a toddler, like a baby, to like a toddler to like a kid, and then you become a teenager, and you think you know the world. And then you become a young adult, and then you're like, you kind of understand, you don't understand the world. Then you become a proper, like, out on your own adult, and you're like, oh, I didn't understand how shit worked. And then you become an adult, and you're like, oh, yeah, I was wrong about a lot of shit.
Bro, I feel like you don't become a proper adult
25.
until you fully fucked with credit cards. I think that's when you start doing, like, credit or loans
for me.
Or that type of shit. When you really start, I've been doing my taxes since I was fucking my teens, you know, because I've been working since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
But fucking that whole the whole credit shit, and when you like, oh, now it's time for the big boys, you know, you want to get a house, mortgage type shit. When you're dealing with that stuff, that's when it's like, oh fuck, this world. Okay, I get it now. I get why, you know, the parents are so tired. When I was a kid trying to show my mom something and she just, like, couldn't give a flying fuck, and she would just humor me sometimes. Like, I totally get it. Like, yeah. That's adult shit. That's the real shit.
It's kids, it's credit and stuff, and then it's homes. Once those things become, like, once you deal with those things, you're not a kid anymore. Like, you're a grown-ass adult. Because there are people that are young that do that shit, you know? Like, there are people that have situations where they have to go and do shit like that way younger, you know? People that, like, get emancipated. Because I have one friend that got emancipated at 16 years old. Couldn't believe that shit was real. She was 16 years old. She lived on her own. We always went to her fucking apartment because she was working, too. But she worked, like, she did, like, something where she was making, like, decent enough money that she could go to school still. And, like, we were always at her house, like, getting fucking blazed.
That's insane.
The circumstances must be wild to do that shit.
Wild,
but the question.
Yeah. So, if you had to take the place of any video game protagonist and complete the main story of their game in their stead, who would it be? What video game character gets? What video game character gets the most pussy?
Shepard. Shepard.
That's close.
Shepard gets a lot of pussy.
I don't think that's right.
Not a bad answer. That's not a bad answer at all.
But you're doing it for pussy. That's so weak.
Geralt though.
Gets
no, I just think it's. I mean, if I'm gonna live in a fucking fantasy world, like why the fuck not? And I get to complete the game and just like get back to my life. I don't want
to be fucking chief eunuch ass fucking chief that wants to fuck a
yeah. What the fuck? I wouldn't want to be a Halo. I wouldn't be that. No, fuck that. I don't want to be fighting for my life,
chief.
Huh?
You can be Paramount Plus chief. Huh?
Oh, Jimmy Rings.
He got Jimmy Rings. He got some prisoner pussy. That's true.
That is true. Yeah,
he got that prison pussy.
Yeah, he fucking. What was her name? I can't remember.
I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but he got some.
I don't know. The thing is, it's like most video game stories are pretty fucking harrowing. Like unless you're talking about like. Unless you're talking about like Crash Bandicoot, where it's like, ooh, what a whimsical fucking adventure.
Nah, even that's dangerous, bro. Those falls that motherfucker takes, bro.
Yeah, he gets killed so he gets killed so hard that he becomes an angel.
For real.
Like if you die in that game, you become an angel. Man, this is actually really difficult. Because like,
do you have
to be a main character? Do you have to be a main character, or could you be like
MC?
You know.
I just don't want to die. Well, maybe Yakuza. But even that,
you're
that's
totally
like
right. No, you're totally right. I would. Yeah. Yakuza is definitely the best answer to that.
Shit, even Yakuza, that shit is still wild. Like it's mundane,
it is wild,
but it's wild as shit still. It's like very mundane, crazy.
it's mundane and over the top at the same time, and that's exactly.
Fine.
If I had to be Ichiban and I had to work through that world, and I'd be like, I could do that. I could, yeah. That's a great answer. That's probably the best one.
It's so funny. The Yakuza games are made to kind of make the Yakuza seem not as horrible because of the fact that the Sega company, they had so much money from the Yakuza in like the 80s and 90s. They like funded the fuck out of them.
Is that real?
So it's, yeah.
That sounds like an urban kind of. I don't know. That sounds.
The Yakuza
that sounds like the my dad owns Microsoft kind of thing.
The Yakuza used to hit up fucking Sega stores back in the day in the 90s. They would just go to the arcades and stuff. So imagine
that makes
become homies. You become homies with the homie. You're like, all right, bro. And they're like, hey, years later, like, yo, would you mind making a game for us? Because everybody thinks we suck, which we kind of do. But
that is such an out-of-pocket accusation against that entire friend. Like, I can't co-sign this. This is what Sweeney's saying. I've never heard this in my fucking life.
Hey, man.
But if
I hope
that's
the
true,
Yakuza and Sega come and just whoop your ass.
Because the Yakuza is not portrayed particularly amazingly in those games.
They're not horrible. So like, they're not as bad as they are. I'd assume. They're not good,
whimsical. It's more
funny.
Whimsical than not. But I mean, the Yakuza is kind of like the enemy in those games because you play as like a disgraced Yakuza and you're like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything. Why the Yakuza stab me in the back? It's almost like gangs are terrible and dumb. But like,
I don't know. Ichiban is a happy-go-lucky dude. He's like, I served time in jail, so whatever. I'm just trying to happy. I'm trying to thrive. I'm trying to chill.
Yakuza Like a Dragon is fucking great, by the way.
I started playing it finally, and it is actually really fucking fun. Ichiban's like, y'all want to go dance? Y'all want to go dancing? I'm trying to go dance.
When'd you start?
I started playing it Friday.
Really? While God of War?
Yeah. I God of War. I play God of War, and I need a break every so often while I'm playing. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just me. I get kind of tired when I sit in front of a screen and play games now. Like, I just like, this gets kind of like draining, and I'd rather watch something.
Are you taking breaks with everything?
I've been reading a lot. I've just been reading.
But like, say every game, like, have you been taking breaks for like every game? Has it been like everything? Yeah. So, and it's not God of War specifically.
Games in general. Like, I have like the only thing that kept me like really drives is the end of Cyberpunk. Like the end, like the last like maybe like, because I played maybe like 70 hours. So the last like 40 hours, I was really on. Like I was completely enamored. And God of War is really really cool. And every moment of the game is awesome. Like I'm not gonna act like, okay, spoiler alert.
No.
Right now.
I mean,
it's too soon. It's too soon.
No story spoilers.
Yeah.
I would say if you're ever going to talk about it, just talk about it as if you were going to review it without spoilers.
There's certain parts in the game where you get where you meet certain characters, and like it's really fun. There's a part where you get a certain character, like there was a fight, and then like all of a sudden that character and you got a buddy cop, unfortunately afterwards, right? And that sequence is amazing. But I still found myself a little drained. But also, granted, I've been playing a little late because I've been having because my girlfriend comes over, my other roommate's girlfriend comes over, and we're all downstairs hanging out until like maybe like 12 o'clock. Then I come up and try to play a little bit. I guess it's late in general. I've been getting like a better sleep schedule. That I'm like, I'm tired. So I just like, it's like fucking 1.
Yeah.
Knockout. But I really enjoy the game. I don't dislike God of War any games lately. I just there's no game. There's none of the games are out that are games that I'm like, this is a game for me that I really want to play that I can't wait exists. God of War is a great game and I'm excited for it, but it's not my game 100%.
For me,
it's go ahead.
No, I really like it, but but you were gonna say something about God of War, right?
Oh, well, I just thought it was interesting because I somewhat feel the same way.
Really?
That's why I was asking, is it specifically God of War? Is it everything? Because even the way that I feel right now, as much as I'm enjoying the game, I have a feeling of I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna ever play this game. Meaning just how it just feels very draining, and there's so much to do. It's a very big game because they want to wrap up this arc and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of like, Oh yeah. All right.
But
well,
I'm a dumbass. I play on Give Me War every time. I don't play on irregular difficulty. If I played on regular, I'd probably be way further than I am now. But I always play on like hard.
Well, sure. I would never recommend playing on that unless you were a fucking expert and you didn't get like the people that don't get fucking murked all the time.
Like I play on hard. I'm not playing on crazy hard. I'm playing on this hard. I'm not playing on like the fucking.
Oh, so you're playing on like give me a challenge.
Give me a challenge. Sorry, yes, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. The balance one. They seem like, in my opinion, I don't know how you guys would feel about it. Well, you didn't play it. I'm playing on I always start on normal. That's just a rule that I have. I want to experience that, and then I want to up it, and I just go up it. It gives me more replay value, I guess.
That's smart. That's how you should play games, right? What happens is that I'm an asshole and I think I'm good at video games. I think I am. I'm not. I'm clearly not, based on my experiences with video games constantly. But I always play on hard, so by the time I'm done playing on hard, I'm like, all right, I really earned... Because I feel like a lot of games are kind of easy, but all hard modes are is they have more health and they take less damage. That's it. It's not like a mechanic difference either.
One thing that is interesting, though, I figured that, like, say, playing on Gimme God of War on 2018, I did enjoy parts of it because there was things that I wasn't even paying attention to, like environmental stuff.
Yeah.
I usually, when I'm playing like hack and slash type of games, a lot of environmental stuff I never use because of how you don't need it if you play on like a normal or just slightly difficult setting. But when you can get like kind of almost insta-shotted or whatever, now all of a sudden, I'm looking to get these people off the ledge. I'm looking to use stun damage way more than just hacking them up.
Bro,
and that's
the fist in God of War, bro, I use them a lot, and that's how I have a lot of easier encounters, because you use the fist to knock people off of things. That's what I did. You stun them.
That's like, you want to like knock or kick them off ledges so you don't have to beat them. You know, you don't have to, you can use the stun damage. You lock them and then you engage in that type of shit.
Dude,
That's how you beat it if these people are way too fucking powerful, right? Because, you can make one mistake and get one-shotted and you're like, damn, I got to start over again. Anyway, all I was going to say, and we'll just move on from that shit, is that give me balance in this one compared to 2018. It seems like to me they upped the difficulty way more, only because I don't remember in the 2018 game when I played it the first time having any difficulties with any of the enemies in the game other than the Valkyries. Yeah. In this game, I'm like, what the fuck? What I think it is the way they designed a lot of the enemies. They're designed to get behind you more than they were in the first game.
One thing I really love is that...
And I was just like, that's interesting.
The enemy design in this one is they're different enemies. Like, you meet the certain of, like, the enemies different places. Like, you meet, like, the guys that throw the ice or, like, the guys that throw the poison. But, like, in the elf place, the designs of those enemies are fucking cool. I was so in love with everything of the design. Because you have the light elves now as well as the dark elves. And the light elf design, they have a very, like, sort of sleek samurai aesthetic. Not aesthetic-wise, they're like fighting style-wise. They use, like...
I mean, they do, especially, no, you're right.
Because they stole their weapons, and then they do, like, fucking, like, energy slashes out. Like, I love the design
you don't need to
do
that different.
I almost feel the opposite, where, like, I mean, I like it. Like, I like all this stuff, but I actually find balance to be, like, way easier than 2016, or 2018. Because 2018,
you find it way easier.
Yeah, I in general, like, I haven't been dying as much because, like, in 2018 there were a lot of like there were a lot of enemies that had really annoying, like, specific gimmicks. Like, I remember like was it Niflheim? I can't remember exactly like what the realms were.
Post game, but yeah,
that's the one with the fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be wrong. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I played 2018, but there were enemies.
No, you're
in the first
probably
game
talking about Alfheim because they blind you. That was a huge problem in Alfheim for me at first. Well, they blind you a lot, and you don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah,
were you talking about it specifically, or what were you saying?
Well, I mean, that's an example, but like I felt like a lot of the enemies in the older one had a lot of these random kind of like pocket sand abilities, like almost like kind of like fuck you actually. Like, and I just remember playing it and having a hard time. It wasn't necessarily that the overall game was hard, but like individual enemies, I would groan when I would see them because I'd be like, oh, it's these fucking guys. And I haven't had that experience here.
That's so interesting. I feel that's so interesting, like, because I feel this would be different because like the way you know how you have like you have different shields now instead of just the one shield, and the shields do specific things, and they balance it in the way that it's like you can have a high risk, high reward where it's a parrying shield, and there's certain enemies
the one
if
that
you
just charges
block
up.
them,
Yeah.
you can't block it. Like how do you have different colors? So they've made it way more intricate to where it's like now you need to either parry this thing, or you get a specific shield where you can actually block this color, or you need to do this type of shield damage. There's way more stuff. And one thing that I feel like that they didn't do in the first game is that almost all of the enemies are now designed to get behind you. It's not that you just have enemies behind you trying to attack you. They'll be in front of you, and then they'll just circle behind you. Like, almost all of them. Which, to me, is incredibly just annoying. It's not even, like, hard. It's just, this isn't as fun to me, because they're literally, their movement is to get behind you and break, you know, oh, now you're not locked on anymore. And that break, and then now try to attack you from behind. I'm like, dude, so everyone just fucking, almost everyone.
You know what's wild? I haven't been locking on at all.
I lock on when there's one. I lock on bosses. I don't lock on anyone else.
I lock on certain bosses, but like generally, like I play that game like I'm playing Devil May Cry. Like I'm
you just kind of
slashing.
Like
I'm slashing with the axe, then I'm like swapping to the blades and like launching up into the air and like slamming people down and shit. It's fucking dope when
what I do like
when you get into like a combat rhythm.
What is it called? It's the Valors. Is it the Valors? Is that what it's called? Or the
What do you mean?
Fact that because remember in the old game where you have to have a certain load of like you have to have rune to 55 or 85 to be able to get the additional effect of this move. Now it's like if you use the move X amount of times, it'll level up one more time where it allows you to add momentum where it does more frost. Like that. That is woke because they cleaned up the RPG aspect of it. Because
I like the whole triangle to power up the axe too, and like all these. There's a lot of I like it a lot, but I do feel like generally it's easier. Like even the boss fights don't feel as hard to me because not necessarily. I don't think they're worse. By the way, I actually think the boss fights in God of War 2018 were kind of like fucking annoying, especially certain. Because
the elemental boss fights are so fucking bad.
It's not the elementals. That's also, but also just generally. The health bars on some of these bosses were so ridiculous in 2018, and they would go away and then they would replenish again. And I get it; it's like a cheeky little like gimmick, but like I was just like, oh man, this one I don't feel like the game's cheating me.
There's one boss fight. I don't know if you had. How far are you, Derek? About how many hours are you in?
Well, let's just say I don't know how to say without, because the hours doesn't really mean anything because it's like you could have done not most of the side quests and I could have done all of them or whatever. So the hours don't really is not a good tell. I'll just this last part out. All I'll say is I'll just cut this part out so then we can talk. Yeah. I'm just after I got the last weapon, like just a little bit after. Basically, I'm gonna go to back to Vanaheim. Because Faye left because we're not going to kill Heimdall.
Okay, I'm not even there yet.
Oh, you're not even... I thought you were like probably way past me.
No, I'm not that.
Oh, wait, what? I thought you guys would be way past me. I've been fucking taking my time.
I've been reading like shit, bro.
I'm 13 hours in.
I'm about 18, well, excuse 19 hours in.
Did you... So, sorry,
no,
did you guys even know
I already
there was going to be another
happen.
fucking...
I saw things already.
You know there's going to be another weapon and shit?
I figured there would be
because if you left, right, up, down. You assume there's be one.
Yeah, so you did figure that there was going to be because something felt missing because the normally turning around was just not. They changed that sequence too.
What is that now? I don't exactly know what it is. Is it O?
It's block and then press down.
Oh,
with the D-pad.
Okay, gotcha.
So you got to press block first. So you block then and then that's the quick
before when your quick turn was down,
just be
turn over.
desk down. Yeah. So when they changed that, I was like, oh, this is going to be significant. Later, because it can't just be putting your fucking weapons away. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. So
anyway,
I'm at the part where you just get her on your team.
Okay, so that's where you stopped. Okay.
And just when we got back to the house.
Oh,
everyone started complaining, and then homie left.
One thing I'll say is, we're going crazy. The game gets way better from there. I'm just saying, like, you have it. I think it's like
it's already good for me. It's already good for me at that point.
It's already good, but it kind of trailed on for a while for me until it started to, because we're sorry, I'm probably gonna cut out a good chunk of this right here, so it's not just for us.
One eternity later.
That was a lot. That was a lot of God of War stuff that you guys probably did not. You guys will not hear because we don't want to spoil it for you. It's a good game. I highly recommend it. It's been a good few weeks in general. I feel like Pentiment came out. That's apparently really good from Obsidian. It's like this indie game. Halo Infinite actually is great right now. Fucking first time that I could really say that in fucking ages. The custom games that I have been playing are so fucking insane. And it's only been out for like a week or so. So people are building the craziest shit I've ever seen. I saw something today. I retweeted it while we were recording the podcast. Somebody made a working cannon where you can shoot the fuse and it will blow a real cannonball through destructible shit. So people are like making boats now, and I am stoked about the future of that game for the first time really ever. So it's a good time. Plague Tale was also really good. God of War is dope. It's a good time. Let's oh, by the way, I guess I should say this. I should say this as well.
Boy.
If you go to my stream, I'm doing custom game days in that game constantly now. So if you're curious and you want to jump in, it's a free game, so you know what I mean. It doesn't cost you anything. But yeah, do it up. We need lobbies. We want to get full games going. Anyway, Papa Jesus. Hey, you beautiful boyos. I don't have a question this time, just wonderful news. There's now an app to make Ben Shapiro say anything you want, much like the one for Jordan Peterson in the past. Have fun and have a good day.
Oh my God.
Lifesaver.
Is it just like an actual mobile store app, or we have to it's probably just a website?
Ben Shapiro's speech app. Yeah, right? Like, give us the link, man. I look Ben Shapiro app, and it's just the app for his podcast, so ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Thanks, Papa Jesus. I'm sure someone will listen to this and send us the link. Matt Harris wrote in. He says, "Hello, thick boys and Mr. Raygun. Recently, with the release of God of War Ragnarok, the developer said this would be the last Norse-themed game. Where do you think the games could go from here, and what type of mythology would you like to see them do next? P.S. Thanks for all the content."
Egyptian, bro.
Egyptian is
that
obvious.
That was the one that was shot down. It was gonna be that before they ultimately went to Norse mythology, because that was the only one that really made sense. But I think morely because Cory Barlog had a tie to Norse because his wife is Swedish. I think it was more of like, I want to really go with this. I mean, I'm just saying why they ultimately
Christian, bro. No, I'm kidding.
I just think ultimately you want to go that route because it interests him more. And then obviously the team either way,
they're not going to do
but they're just like,
do that.
I've heard
that
at the end of I heard that at the end of God of War Ragnarok, Jesus comes out of the clouds and you have to kill him. So that's going to be really exciting.
But he gets back up right after, and you're like, "Yo, how do we?"
But he gets back up 3 days later, not in game time, but like in real. Like you have to wait 3 days in real life before you can actually fight him again.
Because I would say there's a bunch, right?
Really...
They can go Celtic, they can go Celtic regular, they can go through that.
Not really, like
North of Europe, they have that.
Nobody knows.
They have
like
Asian.
anything.
Asian would be fire, bro. If they did that.
Do you know any Asian gods?
A ton of Izanami, Hanuman. There's so many.
I mean, I know there's so many.
They're
I was
like
just
Japanese.
saying, like, I guess I was thinking more of like
they're not as known.
I mean, I would say like Indian Asian. Because they got fucking like some crazy,
like Rishnu and all them, and like freaking
hallucinogenic type gods, man. They got some
fucking
fight
an elephant with 6 human arms. It's gonna be really fucking exciting.
That's really cool as well. They can do that. They can do the Meso gods. That'd be fucking fire. All of the fucking feathered serpents that are just dragons that existed once upon a time. People don't talk about it no more.
I'm pretty sure they would have to do Egyptian, like that's just because they're probably the most well known other than the ones that they already did as far as like mythology goes.
It's kind of like asking where should Assassin's Creed go next, and everybody's like obviously Japan for fucking years, and then they just didn't. They were like,
how
actually
they're finally fucking doing it now.
Yeah, when it's way too late.
Way too late. Like fucking
not gonna be able
that
to
last
surpass
one was
Ghost
so
at
underwhelming
all.
to me.
They're not going to surpass Ghost at all. but
Fucking
okay.
idiots. What absolute idiots, man. Like, I was so disappointed with that last one. I played it. And it had so much potential, and
I played a little bit of the one.
It sucks, man.
I played a little bit of the Cassandra one, and it was fine. I didn't hate it.
That one. I
didn't hate it, but like I just don't think that game design jives with me anymore. Like the whole map marker ridden thing. Like I thought it played well, but
you can turn that off though.
I know, but like
that's one thing you can 100% turn it off.
Yeah, but it's kind of like this game's good with mods. You know, it's like I don't want to have to fix it. The game should
no, it's not even. It's in game. They ask you, hey, would you like to do Explorer mode? What are you talking about?
I did that, and it's still really obtrusive. Like it's still very, very noisy. The UI, and it's not necessarily just that. It's also UI and just world design in general, where like I don't know. It takes a lot for me to get into an open world game like that. Like, and it just didn't have it. I don't know. I wouldn't call it a bad game though. It's actually I think it's actually pretty good, but it's very clearly not designed for me. But
yeah, I guess I'm also a little biased because the Greek theme. I'm like huge Greek mythology nerd, and
oh no, it's cool.
They did a fucking beautiful job with the world, in my opinion.
How much butt sex was in it?
And
how much butt sex?
Unfortunately, very little.
That's bad Greek mythology.
Unfortunately,
Come
very
on,
little.
Bro. Come on, you're such a big nerd.
Like, if you're going to be Alexios or Alexos or whatever the hell his name is, I don't even remember. If you're him, like you can bang a couple of guys. And then that's about
minimum a couple.
Yeah, I was like, bro, like I can't even have like all the Greek sex I want, and I was kind of annoyed.
I need butt. If you're doing Greek shit, I need butt sex. I need butt sex, bro.
Straight up, just Greek.
Gay butt sex, actually. Not even straight. I need gay.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be fucking dudes. Gotta be fucking dudes in their butt.
Yeah, there's no such thing as straight butt sex.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's not.
If she got a vagina, I don't even know if she got a vagina. If she got a vagina and she tell you to put it in her butt, she a dude.
Hey, it's like, hey, you can come over, but instead of using the pristine front door, why don't you crawl up through my sewage?
It's like,
no,
nah, bro.
I'd rather use the fucking front door. Thank you. I think
there's a lot of there's a lot of cool religious people that do shit like that.
Oh, of course they do.
They think it's a loophole. That's just,
it's so funny.
That.
It is so damn funny. Well, stuff my ass like a Thanksgiving turkey wrote in. Appropriate, perfectly timed. Hello, Goodwill Namor. God damn. Fucking wow. Goodwill Namor, John Coffrey from the Green Mile, and the California Raisin. My question is...
Am I the California Raisin?
Am I
John Coffey from the Green Mile?
He called you Namor. You're not even hitting. You're just trying to be mean. And, like, I respect that.
He called me Goodwill Namor. That's fucking wild.
That's so wild. Did you hear about that shit? How, so sorry to interrupt.
How they CGI'd his cock out?
Yeah, he has some pipe on him. That's why. But that's that meso shit, bro. That's the MSO shit. But what happens is in Latin America, actually, I've been actually really dedicated myself to learning Spanish again. Like I've taken a break from it, and I'm trying to get back into it. And I was watching La Vivisión, and there was a bunch of very fair skinned Latinos complaining about the fact that they chose someone who objectively has more Meso-Mexican descent in appearance to play Namor the Submariner. And it's like, why are you mad? They're like, they should choose the best actor. And it's like, yes, they should choose the best actor. That guy's from Narcos. He did a very good job from Narcos. Not to mention, why would there be a straight up white person as the main leader of a meso place when you guys weren't even around yet? You weren't there.
That's Univision.
It's super. Spanish television, guys, everyone that knows, we all know, wildly racist. Wildly so. But
you act like Spanish television is all that different from American internet.
Oh, for real? No, absolutely.
That literally just sounds like the fucking everything that sounds like every conversation I've heard on Twitter for the last 5 years.
But what sucks is that it's like you'd assume people would just be like, I'm glad that fellow Mexican heritage is getting shown. And within Latin America, you'd be like, oh, I'm glad our heritage is at least getting shown. But no, they're like, why would they choose him? And it's like, because he fits the role the best. But, you know, it never works out the way you want it to.
What is it? Like, he's supposed to be, like, Mexican or something? And they're... I don't understand.
He's Mesomex. So he's like before the Spaniards showed up. He doesn't speak...
So who's... But so who's upset?
Fair-skinned Latinos.
Okay, so, like, Caribbean?
No, well, just fair-skinned Hispanic people in general.
No, when Spanish came over and started making love to people,
because they're not. We're not from the Caribbean in Mexico. You know, we people that look like me, people that look like you aren't from there technically. You know,
right.
We pulled up later on.
I guess
well, you didn't pull up; they dragged you.
Yeah, well,
when you say that, like, oh, we should be happy that our culture is there. It's like, I mean, I don't really feel.
Well, their
I don't
culture,
feel anything
their culture, at least.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, whatever.
I say our because I've been around more Mexicans
a dumb thing to
than
complain
Puerto
about.
Ricans. Yeah, it's really dumb. It was like, why are people complaining about this? You know?
Yeah, I don't feel connected to Mexican culture at all, like even slightly.
Yeah, I feel more connected to Mexico.
It actually used to bother me all the time when I was younger, and everybody just would like they would hear my parents speak Spanish, and they would just assume that I was Mexican, and like
Mexican.
it would piss me the fuck off because I was just like, is that really all you understand? Like, the only Hispanic thing that anybody understands, even in fucking New York, which is baffling.
Yeah. New York is very...
fucking Mexican?
New York is very Caribbean. Well, that's for people that have no Caribbean blood.
Wildly
that's
Caribbean.
Because people have no Caribbean blood.
I understand. No, I know what you mean, but, like, it's also just... I think just there's more... even the stereotypical Hispanic accent is fucking...
Mexican,
cabron. It's a Mexican. It's like it exists in culture and a bit. Even like Speedy Gonzalez is very clearly fucking Mexican. He's not a Cuban.
He's not a Cuban. He's not selling drugs. But on to other stuff. But it's obvious. It's like, oh, like when you tell people you're Hispanic and you're like, you don't look Hispanic. It's like, no, I don't look like a Mexican person. That's all it is. Yeah. I don't look exactly like George Lopez, so I can't be.
People are dumb. There's people that don't know that. They don't know about the DR. They don't know about any of this shit. They don't know about there's people that look like you around there, Cuba, and all that shit. They just their minds. You need to educate them.
They need to
I
live.
didn't see you. I didn't. Puerto Rico wasn't in Breaking Bad. I don't understand.
Which is wild. That's New York, dude. There's a Puerto Rican Day parade that goes from Manhattan through the Bronx. Like, it's a whole day of that. And like people that are there they vary. There's like a bunch of different colored people there, but it's just people are stupid. That's America. America is a place that has so much opportunity to be better than what it is, but people still choose to be fucking idiots, and it's just wild. That's this country we live in.
God bless. God
well.
bless.
I guess that's it for us today. Fuck your question, I guess.
I was like, where's the question?
The question was, what musical artist what is a musical artist that you genuinely enjoy but get the most shit for liking? I don't think I have an answer to this. Because I don't really get shit for liking anybody.
Maybe I had an answer when I was a kid, but
Kanye. I guess shit for liking. I don't even know if I can say I fucking like Kanye right now. My heart's broken.
I mean, I don't think. Why would you get shit for liking Kanye? Like, that's not controversial at all.
I mean,
like, not like, oh, we understand.
It's the people I'm around.
Like
that's why. It's the people I'm around. It's not like people. There's people like I have friends with, because my friends are most of my friends are not hip hop fans at all. And then there's like me.
Oh, they're like, I don't like rap.
Yeah, most of my friends are like that. And then there's like who else? There's like I got shit for liking Paramore when I was younger.
Just because you're like a just fucking tall black dude that shouldn't be listening.
I was getting pussy while they weren't, so that's why I was like, all right, yeah, hate me all you want, dude. I was just yeah, for sure, man.
That's what you're giving your that one.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh.
Whoa. I think I will admit to people that, like, or I will just tell people, like, hey, you know what? I know that everybody talks about Imagine Dragons as if they're the new Nickelback, but like, there's some Nickelback songs that are pretty fucking good. All right,
absolutely.
And I've gotten shit for that. Not really to any real degree. I think a lot of people are self-aware enough to like, oh yeah, we memed on them for a long time, but they're not fucking horrific. The guy did a fucking song with Santana. I mean, Imagine Dragons 8 doing a song with Santana.
He'd rather die probably. He'd be like, let's not do that.
But I think I'm trying to think of like I guess like technically like some of the more like radio Disney style songs that were just on when I was like a kid that I just can't help but like enjoy because of nostalgic resonance. Things like Michelle Branch or something. You know, like fucking.
That's weird. That's so weird that you said that. I was gonna say I would probably be embarrassed to drive down the street listening to Everywhere. You know what I mean?
I would do it.
I keep my windows rolled up.
Yeah, but it's kind of a bop, kind of, and it's fun to listen to. It's very silly. But I don't know.
It's so funny that you said that.
Yeah, it's specifically that one too. Specifically Everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think people give me too much shit for like. I mean, I have a tattoo of my favorite band on my shoulder, and no one's ever said anything about it. So
yeah, but I guess they're stupid. They're stupid. That's why.
Yeah, I feel like my
breathe.
I feel like my music tastes are very safe. Not because I try them, not because I try to make them safe, but because I just like I don't know, like even if I recommend somebody to somebody like Devin Townsend or something, which is a little bit more out there, it's a little bit more like experimental and a little weird, and it's not really the most consistent stuff you've ever heard. It's like Celtic Western fucking electro bop, and then it's fucking heavy metal, and then it's like Disney metal. It's just very bizarre stuff, but it's not like no one would ever be like, "Oh, that's weird that you like Devin Townsend." They'll just be like, "Oh, that's interesting." Yeah, and they'll check it out and they'll like it or they won't, and it's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
I think this is more of like a young question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. One time I did get a side eye. This was probably like less than 10 years ago when I said that I like a handful of U2 songs. And it was like, because I don't really know that many people that like U2, and I was like, dude, they got a couple of hits, man. And I think why, especially that sentiment was shared, was because when they forcefully put that album on everybody's iTunes in 2014. You remember that?
That shit like it was yesterday,
it's
bro.
Like they basically gifted, which everybody felt was incredibly arrogant.
Songs of Innocence is what it was called. I remember because it was stuck on my phone for years, and I couldn't. Because I don't download any of my songs through iTunes. I don't do it. I use Spotify for everything because, like, why fucking wouldn't I? It has everything that I want on everything.
So, like, I use Spotify
primarily. Yeah. Well, I was using Spotify and like when I was working at Sears, so I was like, I've been using it for just so long at this point that by the time Apple Music came around or like iTunes like fucking branded as Apple, I was like, whatever. I can't with this. But I remember every time I would go in my car, because your phone would sync, the Bluetooth would sync to my car, and it would automatically play whatever was on my iTunes. And so every time I would fucking start my car, it would start Songs of Innocence by fucking U2, and it would just be this stupid like ding 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 ding, ding like this dumb fucking piano that sounded like garbage, and I would be like, oh my god, I have to do this every time, and I couldn't figure out how to delete it, and somebody was like, oh, it's easy, because it used to be you had to like hook your phone up to your computer and then like update iTunes. But they changed it so you could just like delete things off your phone for good. And I did that, and I was like, somebody pointed out to me in the last like year or two, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. This has been on my phone forever, and I couldn't get it off. No, so I got rid of it. I deleted it. I know how to use phones. I know how to use UI. I understand these things. I deleted them off my thing, and then I got a new Bluetooth speaker, and I plugged it in, and it synced to fucking Songs of Innocence again.
Recently?
In the last couple months. In the last couple months, I was like,
I don't think it's still on my phone. I haven't opened iTunes in a long time.
So I deleted it again, and it hasn't shown up again. But I'm just waiting for the moment it comes back, because that album haunts me. I haven't even heard a single song from that album. I refuse on principle. So I just heard the first 10 seconds of that fucking song before I shut it off.
That is the problem with. Bro, that is such a thing. Now, I want to say this, and I know it's the principle. Now that it's gone and it's not haunting you anymore, go listen to one song on the album. Only one. It's called Every Breaking Wave. And I guarantee you're going to like it. Like, oh, that's pretty good.
I don't hate you two or anything, but that album specifically.
No, it's from that album. That's why I tell people, like, I know you hate this album, but this has a very good vibe. I actually really like this song.
No, it's off of it for me. Bro, looking through my iTunes, music is so wild. It's such a throwback, you know?
It's like a time capsule.
You know what I like?
Because I don't listen to music like that anymore.
Counter. I liked how you count like how many times you would listen to a song. So then I could say by default, like, oh, clearly this is my favorite song.
Where do you find that?
Or something. It should be within, because it shows you like album, artist, all of those little categories. There should be one where it's like says plays or some shit.
That had that,
unless they took it off.
They had that on they had that on my Zen Media player.
Oh my god!
When I was in high school,
Zen.
I love it. I wish I could get that thing working, because like the songs that are in that thing must be fucking crazy. Like I bet there's some songs that I forgot about, you know, that were just like obvious to listen to at the time that are just like completely gone.
Yeah, I used to love, dude. I was so looking back at your music taste in general is also a jarring thing, because you always just feel different. You know, you're like,
yeah. I mean, my favorite song changes on a daily basis, I think. You know,
for me, not really. Like, there's certain songs I can turn on. Like, there's an artist called K Tronada. No matter what, I can turn on K Tronada and like his music. Like, he sonically agrees with me. Like, period. But like The Weeknd. Like, I was a fan of The Weeknd when Starboy came out. Like in 2017. I was a fan of Starboy, and now I'm a huge Weeknd fan again.
Yeah,
that's
but like I
feel like a fucking hipster when it comes to that shit, bro. It's not even like, because I love 80s type music, I really do, but there was something about it that like when he diverted from his fucking, because my friend showed him to me in 2011. He had like the Birds and all this other shit. Like he was just like, oh man. And I was like, dude, I love, like, because that old school R&B sound has died, you know, people don't do it anymore. And then I just felt a little bit betrayed when he was like, fuck this shit. But I get it. He's like one of the biggest artists in the fucking world.
Well, no,
so I can't be mad at that.
His last album was very maybe the album before the last, I would say, is very 80s inspired, like Blinding Lights and stuff like that. Like that's definitely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's very. I like that shit, but I also I want R&B to make a comeback, because that music is not. It's not like it's bad music. It's just people did that shit. But people did the same thing in the metal community. They're like, oh, new metal's dead and all this shit. Yet all those artists are selling out all their fucking tours and all their shows.
Those are dedicated fans. Like,
and I'm like, bullshit. No. There's a dedicated. You're not selling out fucking arenas with just dedicated fans. Like people always. They never stop listening to this music. It's just the record executives have deemed it to be dead, and they stopped circulating this shit on the radio and all this other stuff. I feel like it's like an artificially killed thing.
Like, think of it like this, right? This recently happened. This is wild. 21 Savage said Nas is not a relevant artist anymore.
Well, that I would never listen to anything 21 Savage would say.
Listen. 21 Savage is
talking about muskets or some shit.
21 Savage is he's a very popular rapper. But the thing about Nas is that Nas, he says irrelevant, he doesn't intend disrespect. He's just saying that Nas is not a very popular name currently. But what happens is Nas he recently won a Grammy for Hip Hop Album of the Year because he made A King of Diseases. Because that album is amazing. 1, 2, and 3 just came out. 3 is an amazing album.
So look, so I understand what you mean. If he means, because it's like Nas is every rapper's favorite rapper, right?
Yes,
but like
yes.
But Gen Z is not bumping Nas. I get it. I get.
But the thing is that Nas and the 21 was like, I'm not saying he's not talented, because I fuck with Nas. Nas makes great music, but you're not gonna find some kid bumping. You're not gonna find some kid bumping. The only way you'll find a kid bumping New York State of Mind is if you're in New York. That is the only way. And he has like older relatives that put him onto that shit, because that's not what you're going to hear, you know? Right. Maybe once you start developing your own taste and you search for it. Because I remember I did that. I was like 17, and that's when I like developed my true own taste of music. And I was like, I'm going to go find this. And I was bumping like boom bap music myself. But so I understand what he means. But the way he said it, everybody's making like really dramatic of it. But it's just like, no, he doesn't mean disrespect.
But that's just media shit though. Like I often feel bad for like whenever I see like this celebrity sounds off on Kim Kardashian or whatever, and then like the comments are always like, what the fuck, who cares what she thinks, like what's her business talking about fucking this other person? It's like usually they're fucking asked. You know, it's not like somebody's going.
Yeah.
It's not like people. It's not like people are like walking around on the street being like they just walk into a fucking like a Dave and Buster's and walk up to the front and be like, I fucking hate Khloe Kardashian and her dumb Falmer fingers. Fucking hate her.
Palmer.
It's not like that's what's happening. It's usually like or like Martin Scorsese whenever he's talking about like Marvel movies. You know what I mean? It's like why does Martin Scorsese have a fucking opinion? Like what does he care? And it's like he's asked. People ask questions about things, and then a celebrity respectfully answers, and then they're like, "What does this person do? Like, what? Why do they care? Why do they think we care what they say?"
Also, Scorsese is like that because no one says the N-word in his movies. He's like, Captain America hasn't said the N-word once to Falcon. This isn't a cinema. This is a cinema. No one's saying the N-word.
Are there N-words in Martin Scorsese movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Like Raging
2 billion.
Raging Bull, freaking, what you call it?
I guess Raging Bull.
My favorite movie, The Departed.
The Departed, a bunch. In the intro.
In the intro, what's his name? Jack Nicholson
says it, dog.
Is talking, and then he just drops a hard R.
I mean,
bro.
Let me be realistic. Realistically though, Captain America would be saying the N-word, absolutely.
It would.
I don't even think he wouldn't mean anything by it,
bro.
I don't think he would mean anything by it. I think he would just be like,
I think he would get checked on it once, or he might, or if he had black friends, they'd be like, "Oh, this word is very derogatory," and he'd be like, "Oh, my bad. I see." He would have said it maybe, like he would have said it, and then like that word makes me feel like less than human. He'd be like, "Oh, my bad. That's fucked up. I shouldn't say that no more." But maybe
probably
one
say something
time,
not as inflammatory, but something like on the lines, like remember the Titans and how they skirt around it. They wanted to use racism, but they would use different words, like Coach Boone, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, they call him Coach Coon. And
so
I'm like,
Cap would say that he would say something
not
like
saying
that.
The
he would say something like that.
Exactly,
and he'd be like,
exactly my
that's
point.
Disrespectful.
Exactly
and they'd be like,
point.
"Oh, my bad.
No,
I have no intention of being rude to you. That's fucked up."
They call him like, "Oh, Captain Falcon." Probably call him like
disagree.
Captain Watermelon or some shit.
I disagree. I think he would say the word, but he would
chicken.
just assume that that's what you were supposed to say.
Oh no, I think it was something
say
like that where he would say it. Someone would check him on it, be like, "Cap, we
It would
don't
have been
say
cool
that
if he called
anymore."
like somebody colored. You know what I mean? Like, because you know how you could say you can say colored people, which is fine, but if you say colored, that becomes like pejorative. So I feel like he would say colored,
right? He doesn't World War II.
He'd be
I
like,
don't
yeah,
know,
them colored
man. My
folks.
grandmother knew a bunch of people that just weren't saying shit like that to people.
Well,
They're
that's
from New York.
nice that your grandma grew up in that area where they weren't fucking doing that.
She
There
knew
are people
she
all
knew,
over.
She knew white. There are people that still do it currently. Yes, that's an anti to my argument. But she knew white people from the East that were just like, that's disrespectful calling them that because that's
No,
demeaning.
course.
That's not a human word.
And I'm saying,
Well, your
that's
grandma's
great
also a
that your
nurse.
grandma grew up in that environment.
She heard
that's
that.
Awesome.
You think she didn't? You think she didn't? As a doctor, you think she didn't hear that word from her colleagues all the time? They would call
You
her
just said
everything
she
under
did.
the sun. No, people.
Then what are you getting angry?
I'm saying her
they not
colleagues
people?
would call her that shit. Not like people she knew that were white people that lived in New York with her. They were like, "Oh, that's disrespectful calling someone that because
would her
that's not a
colleagues
rightful
be?
phrase." Her
Who would her
colleagues would
colleagues
be
be?
like other fucking high up people that worked in the freaking nursing place. She told me stories. I'd be like,
They didn't live in
that's
New York?
wild.
They didn't live in
in
New
the
York.
city. Not in the city. A lot of them lived in like up in Westchester and like in Suffolk.
That's New York,
and shit.
though.
But
That's
they didn't live
still
in the
New York.
city
That's still-
proper. They didn't live in the city
Okay,
proper.
fine.
There
New
you
York
go.
City.
The city proper.
I'm telling you, there are people. They're
They exist.
There
Don't
are
get me
less
wrong.
people-
They exist.
no. There are probably more people saying it now.
piss on
Technically,
girls?
Take it, there's more people. There's more people.
yeah, because there's more
Remember R.
people.
Kelly made a Gotham City song, and then
What?
and on the set of the music video, he pissed all over his girl with a Batmobile.
All right,
You don't
that's
remember
gonna
that?
be it for us today. I think.
We were allowed to go too long and it started turning into bullshit. That's what happens, man.
I had to do something. I was like, "What's happening?"
All right.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Thanks. How do I even? Thanks for
watching
supporting.
this shit.
City.
If you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/snarktank.
Yerp.
I have no energy. We're just gonna we got $25 patrons that we should fucking shout out. Give me a little.
How about we put
2,
their names in
1.
in a AI thing? We'll just put all their names in there and see if Ben Shapiro can read it. Because since that thing
That
exists.
would be cool.
Oh
as
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You want to do
That'd be
that?
cool.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll do that. I'll
All
do
right,
it.
bye then.
No,
We love you guys.
no. That's it. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out some other time. Matt Walsh is a hero of our time. Sweet baby gang for life.
Oh my god, that fucking. Who is this person?
The bootylicious exhibition of white Tom Sweeney. Parentheses. He's white because he was filled with cum and can't feel his fingers. Cum man, the man of cum.
The man of cum.
The man of cum. By the way, I just remembered Sweeney is leaving us to broadcast on Fox with Tucker Carlson.
Stop, guys.
Indie
Okay,
butter
guys.
knife.
Chill with all the conservative rhetoric of me. All right, guys. That's enough. I'm sick
Conservative
of it.
Sweeney is the best side character on the show in a long time.
He loves it.
Conservative Sweeney sounds scary.
Loves
Could you
it.
imagine someone like me, but just wildly conservative? Like
Yes.
fundamentally Christian? Lily would be in danger, bro.
He would just be more of a Kanye fan, basically. Indie butter,
That was
butter
fucking
knife.
funny.
Well, stuff my ass like a Thanksgiving turkey. Jon Snow invented eating pussy. Andrew Tate's tasty taint. If repopulating the polar bears takes fucking every single one of them, I will do it with glee and gusto, son. Help me, God.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Right.
That's an odyssey
Hey,
right
this
there.
is the zookeeper. This is the zookeeper from earlier. This is the one we were fucking warning you about. This is what I'm saying, man. A 3x a polar bear would be fucking. That's terrorism.
Oh my god.
If you put
You're lying.
if you unleash a polar bear in the capital, that's grisly.
That's
no pun intended.
Yeah, they're
Ew.
pull my dick out.
3XO meeting a girl forgetting what? 3XO meeting a girl forgetting to change his Patreon name for too long and losing his virginity in the process. Congrats. The milkman that looks like Chris. Parentheses, and I'm going to make you a brother. I don't know what that means. Sweeney, quickly. There's a Twitter account called Sweeney's Guide. Go there and scan the code to see a video, not a scam. Comin', slammin', strokin', chuggin'. Is that a new Daft Punk song? Emoticons going like this. Stormboy's life and what he like. Your noble truth. I have no urethra and need to... What? I have no urethra and need to make one with this sharpened crayon.
Oh my god.
That is
All right.
fucking sickening.
Stupid.
You can watch the entire Transformers 1984 cartoon for free on YouTube. No lie. Playlist of 120 videos, including movies. Have
That's
fun.
dope.
Call her Little Caesars the way her
awesome.
pussy hot and ready. Just drip MH because strangers pyramid scheme collapsed. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Obi won't you blow me. God, why did I move to the swampland? God, I moved to Florida. Save me. Never mind, Sweeney. I realize you have swamp ass. I'm coming for Chris's, but instead XD, XO, Big Papa Shack, Kremlin to Gremlin, Binkus Stinkus, the man uppercutting 9/11 jumpers before they hit the ground, Mitch McConnell's tortoise shell, Alls to Wall. Okay, you said it right. Hi, I'm Mega Man X8 guy. No joke. 2099 is my favorite Spider-Man. I'm serious here. Avi, welcome to Andrew Tate's Kidnapped Woman and Little Dick Emporium. Fragile Masculinity sold separately. Wage Slave 583. Pussy in Tim's. I forgot about that.
I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. Pussy and
Tim's
Timberlands.
was right.
I fucking totally forgot.
That's fantastic. Nice callback.
Oh, it's fun to be reminded of shit that you said. That was
It's
funny
fucking dope.
because it's like new again. I feel gay. Fuck you. The Papini Brothers, Emporium of bullet-filled uncles and pepperoni pizza gliders. Hi guys, got a new dog. Can everyone say hello to Zuma for me? I'm getting worried about you, man.
Hey, Zuma.
You're fucking dead.
I'm getting it's that situation where he's dead and the dog walks in. Initial D. Initial D is a good anime. Prove me wrong. Fun fact: Kathy Griffin here, posting for my dead mom's Patreon account. Elon, don't buy this and ban me again. Have a nice day. Tell him Steve Dave. Andrew Tate is missing because he got sex trafficked him back. John Strickland. I don't get why nobody knows Obama's last name when his name is clearly Bomber. His name is Barack Hussein Obama this whole time. Merck's 1889, alternate universe Sweeney, where he's the same in every way, except he's also a big Reagan supporter. From the mind behind Cayman Cider comes a brand new pseudonym, Duncan McCockner. It's not as it's all right.
It's not bad.
That just sounds
It's
like
not
a
bad at
real-
all.
That's a little
not
bit
bad.
of it's not like a Reed Richards level stretch, but it is a little stretchy.
A
it's pretty good, though.
Richards level stretch. I love that.
The first Church of Keith David, you can't tell me not to nut. Quit pussyfooting and making an OnlyFans, you straw man ass bitches. I have one already. I ran over my PTO by getting COVID instead of with my 2003 Silverado. My only symptom is rage. Pre-Roz. Los Homos Hermanos. Blake896, fucking kill me. Ryan Lucchesi, Sloshy Scout, give man a hand job and he'll come once. Teach a man to masturbate and he'll be coming his entire life. Depraved McBooty Warrior, Baba Babooty, doing the worm while eating her pussy. Alaskan oilfield trash, Sween punching a gorilla to it has to be this way. Sue Hulk, Bone Controller 25, Danny DeVito is a stealth trans man. The Goutlaw, the Locust Grinder scrolling through his grinder matches.
Grind.
I love
That hit us afterwards. That hit us after the podcast, that last one.
Yeah, I wish the Coalition would put those games out on PC because they play so well on 360 or not on 360 on the Xbox console because they're boosted to 60 frames per second, they're boosted to 4K. They play so fucking well. What are they doing? Put them out. They're so good. I would be playing Horde mode. I would be playing Horde mode all the time, I think. Because when Marin was here and we were playing it, we played a fucking fair bit. And it holds up, man. It's still so good. That headshot sound in Gears of War 2 is unmatched. Fucking good.
That juicy sound.
It's amazing.
Ooh.
Yes.
It's 50 decibels higher than every other sound when it happens.
And then the blood squirting out. Oh,
yeah.
Love that game.
Oh god.
I love when the torque bow lands too. When the bow lands, dink.
Yes. No, my favorite is the torque bow, and then you shoot the torque as soon as it blows up, and it does more headshot damage. I learned that with my friends, like when we were playing on like day one for like months. And one time I shot the guy with the fucking he spins around the grenade and he slams it, and we both collide at the same time, and he died instantly. And I was like, "Yo, this is new tech. I love that. I gotta play it now."
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go play it.
Yeah,
Actually,
you gotta come over. I got it.
Down. All right, I'll be over tomorrow. Tomorrow.
All right. Loathsome. What is this? Lobotomized. Okay, where was
Loathsome
I? Lobotomized Jesus loves all you big booty bitches. Loathsome cum eater. The Homo erectus, whose boy pussy is exact size and shape of Chris Ray Gun's forearm. That is fucking big, my friend. I'm not like a big guy, but that's still fucking big. That's big.
Right?
I'm not like a fucking muscle-bound boy. But if you're fucking... Look, man, God help you. I hope you find your way. Emoticons going like this. Oh, you son of a bitch. You wrote that out.
Nice.
That's good. That's good, you son of a bitch. That's fucking villain shit. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis, parentheses, I masturbate while driving. Chris's cum-filled cum gutters. Jackson Absage, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager, Aetherian, Chris Gate, my Bajurian hunting ass, Melphus 1, Hexblade, Warlock Supremacist, and as always, rounding out our list, the King of Haphazard. Thanks for all of your support. You guys are the fucking best. We appreciate you. We'll see you fucking soon. Don't go being who you are.